we're live.
Yeah, so you didn't need a code. Okay. Um. Yeah, so we're live. Happy New Year, everyone. Episode 58. Woo. Yeah, so the first episode of New Year. We have everything to talk about. But before we do so, let's get to everyone's intro. Let's start with Morgan. How are you, lady? And Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. It's Morgan, aka Chill Bandit. Uh, Recently, I've been playing the Witcher remaster, and that's pretty much where my focus has been on. It's pretty good. This is my first time playing The Witcher, so I'm enjoying it.
Are you feeling lost? Because it's part 3, when in fact you need to be playing part 1 and 2.
No,
Mm,
like there's not really much going on that I don't understand what they're referencing. So, um, nah, I'm good.
gotcha, gotcha. Next up, we have Viper. How are you, man? What you been playing?
Hey, how's it going? Panel chat. Everybody's Viper Reef corner coming out, slithering out of my corner for a little bit. Um, so Valkyrie profile Lilith. I'm on this quite hard.
Yeah,
It's an amalgamation of some shit. Boy, I tell you, it's a good game, but it's you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. I mean, you're back and
that's about. I don't.
forth.
My card's not on
I'm
there.
about halfway through, so the story's starting to come together. But I've sprinkled in a
No, no,
little
I'm in the
Diablo
middle of
3
the
with
podcast right now. I'll
social,
deal with it in a minute.
and
You have to give me a bit.
a Need for Speed
All right.
also with social.
Bye.
Um, but also, if those who are playing Diablo this month, if you look at
Damn.
your PlayStation stars, Diablo 3 will give you 50 points if you play it this month.
Mm-hmm. Did he disappear?
Who?
Who?
I thought you were done, or...
No, I'm finished. I'm finished.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was my short. I was confused. Okay. Okay, how are you? What you been playing?
Hey, still playing The Last of Us 2, but I will have that finished by tomorrow night.
Cool, cool, cool. Have you finished Bloodborne yet?
No, because I stopped for God of War, and then Evil West came out right after I finished that, so I played that. And then Callisto came out, so then I played that. And I decided that I was closer to beating The Last of Us Part 2 than I am Bloodborne, so I'm going to defeat that first.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Give me a second. For some reason, why? Okay, now I see. I was not able to see chat for a second. Um, Weeb, how are you, man? What you been playing?
I'm good. Happy New Year to everybody in the panel in the chat. I've been playing, the best Xbox game ever made, Sunset Overdrive.
Oh,
Um,
that's only two, but okay, that can be.
Agree to disagree, Omar. Um, yeah, I was playing it on and off again, but I sort of got into it lately, so I'm kind of committed now to try to finish it. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, uh, I don't, yeah, I haven't finished it yet, so but I don't see really a need for a sequel to this because it's pretty much more tongue in cheek, kind of fourth wall breaking humor.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm,
not really. I don't know if there's like sequel dating for this game, but I don't really feel like. as like a typical strong narrative that sort of begs for a sequel, or there's much you can do there. But still, it's a pretty fun game. I mean, the not the Insomniac has shown themselves that they're a top tier developer, and yes, Xbox didn't deserve them, but it's pretty fun, and yeah, playing it on the Steam Deck. Um, and yeah, it's pretty much what been playing so far.
Okay, make sure to play the DLC. The DLC. One second.
I
Um.
I kind
Oh,
of
oh,
already
oh, wait,
played it.
wait, 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 wait. Apparently there is no audio on YouTube. Let me try this.
Nope. For everyone or for me?
Mm, I can hear it.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Viper can't, so
No, it's maybe on his side then.
Yeah, because I can see you guys' microphones going
I
off
was
in chat.
checking. Yeah, I think it's just you. I was
It's
making
me?
sure, that's why. Um, but yeah, we make sure to play the DLC. Got a great boss in it.
Yeah, I kind of already played it because I could play them before finishing the game.
Oh, okay. I really enjoyed this boss fight because I love when a boss take over all over your weapon and you need to fight them with your weapon one by one. I love the dynamic. If I say anything nice about Sunset Overdrive, it's the boss fights are always fun. But that's about it.
Oh man.
Dude, what I dislike is the reused weapons. For
Yeah, that's
example,
true.
the
That's true.
CD, literally the same CD weapon. One is unique, the second one is the same. So something like that.
Yeah, I know what you
Um,
mean.
okay. Let's see. Um, and finally, but certainly not least, our host for tonight, Nate. How are you, man? What you been playing? Happy
I
New Year.
Happy New Year to you and everybody else in the panel. Um, nah, man. I'm still just finishing up a couple of the games that we talked about. Like Morgan said, I'm also playing the next gen update for The Witcher 3. Um, One of my all time favorite games. So I am thoroughly enjoying it, and getting to listen to Morgan's reactions to coming across a lot of stuff for the first time. So it's been a lot of fun, uh, kind of playing that at the same time. Um, Still finishing up Mario Rabbids Kingdom battle. I'm literally like on the last stages, finishing that up so I can jump into Spark of Hope, that which I got for Christmas. So um, yeah, that's really exciting. And then what else? Randomly, super randomly, my niece wanted to play Grand Theft Auto Online, so I was playing that with her. Um, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, I've been back and forth between the one or two games and just kind of sticking with that so I could finish up some stuff for the new year, get the first set of games out of the way, um, and looking forward to what we're gonna, these onslaught of games that are on the way. I'm guessing it looks like it's starting with Forspoken, um, coming up. So I'm excited. The new year. Um, it's always busy for me, but God, man, just so much to look forward to this year. So yeah, I'm excited. And shout out to the stream looking crispy, courtesy of moi. But yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
It
As
it
for
could look better.
Oh man.
as for me, I start. Okay, so I started Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I am at the Boo Saga now. At first, I was enjoying it, but the more you play it, the more you realize every single character is the same. They just are different character-wise, but qua move, qua melee, they are literally the same. The moves might slightly differ, but there is no difference between character where one is faster, one is slower, and stuff like that. Like, even when I thought it was Kaioken was unique to Goku, no, they give you some bullshit power up that allows everyone to use Kaioken, or rather, the effect of Kaioken. I'm like, even that you couldn't even do that right. So, I found myself putting it aside for a game called Dot Hack GU, and I'm in love all over again. I love the franchise. I love the concept. I love. I truly believe this game was ahead of its time.
I mean, it's one of the OG isekai games, so
Dude, it's I'm playing GU, so that's the next installment that was on PlayStation 3, remastered for PlayStation 4, and I'm still in love, dude. And it frustrates me that we're not getting any other dot hack, cause yeah, especially with the amount of isekai anime we're getting,
yeah.
we should.
I don't think it's a write off just yet. I mean, if anything, RPGs are coming back in a really big way, and if any genre is going to do it in gaming, it's going to be an RPG. So, I think we'll get one sooner rather than later.
I hope, man. We got a second season of Lock Horizon. That's what prompted me to play Dot Hack to begin with again, because I was working on Log Horizon, and all I could think of Dot Hack, Dot Hack, Dot Hack. I'm like, okay, screw Dagabuzi Kakaras for now. Dot Hack it is then.
Yeah.
I played it before, but I never finished it. Now I'm gonna absolutely 100 finish all four games. So there are three games, and I remember there is a sequel, a very small short, the fourth game, and I can't wait. I'm having a blast with this one. But yeah, that's about it. Let's get right to our very first topic.
Hey, Omar, before
Yeah.
we go to our first topic, I want
Now
to
we're
ask
gonna do
Morgan.
your topic at the very end if you
No,
want, but go ahead.
yeah, we'll do that. But I do want to ask Morgan one question since she wasn't here last week.
Oh no.
You there, Morgan? You ready for my question?
It's a super important question, Morgan, so pay attention, I guess.
I suppose.
All right. So my question last week was, so fuck Mary Kill, God of War Ragnarok edition, Freya, Sif, and Faye.
I have to choose between those characters.
Yeah, yeah. You have to pick one to fuck, one to marry, and one to kill.
Faya who?
Freya, Sif, and Faye.
Mm. Uh,
Don't think too long.
shit, I'm trying to remember
Sif
who
is
Sif is.
Sif
Sif
is Thor's
is
wife.
Thor's wife.
Thor's wife.
Oh,
And Faye is Kratos' wife.
Huh?
yeah, I know what Faya is. Um,
No, it's muted. What? No, it's
fuck.
not.
shit. I don't know, man.
Oh, okay.
uh, I'll answer the question at the end of the podcast. Let me think about it.
Really gonna take you it's gonna take you that long.
I like literally just woke up. I can't even think right now.
Oh, okay. Because I'll have another question for everybody in chat
All
at the
right.
end.
Yeah, come back to
We
me.
do it after the podcast. Um, Before we start, shout out to the crew on in chat, and also shout out to Priscilla. Happy New Year! And getting back to the conversation. So, PlayStation announced that they have sold 30 mil. Key word sold. Not delivered, not scalped, sold. 30 mil. The question, I saw a tweet from someone, and I'm curious what you guys' opinion about it. Would they have sold double if not for the pandemic?
Who would have sold double?
Okay, let me ask it in a better way. Do you think PlayStation 5 is selling more than PlayStation 2 if we didn't have a pandemic?
Mm,
Um,
Mm,
that that's
I
hard to
don't think so.
say. That's
I think
hard
it
to
would have been
say,
close.
but uh,
I
I
think they
want
would
I
have
want
sold more than PlayStation 4.
yeah, agreed. I think they would have
yeah.
sold more than
But
PlayStation
as
4.
far as PlayStation 2, no. Because they're
It's
coming off
super.
the hype of the PlayStation 4 and the success of the PlayStation 4. So I think they would have done better than
Yeah.
when PlayStation 4 came off of PlayStation 3. So I think they would have been better than PlayStation 4, but I don't necessarily think they would have been better than PlayStation 2.
I don't
So,
know if any console will, you know,
Yeah, that
dethrone
was like
PS2.
the peak of
I
the
think
gaming industry, honestly.
the Switch might actually catching out with PlayStation 2. I'm curious if they're gonna discontinue it this year or next year when they announce the new Switch.
They're gonna keep selling that shit as long as it's
Yeah.
profitable.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Switch is closing in because they don't make a new one. They're just like, we're just gonna keep it out until it beats PS2. They're just gonna
uh,
use longevity to get the numbers.
yo, off topic, mind you, but this Dokef, the more I look at it, the more I want it right now. The Dokef game.
The
But
what?
yeah, the Dokef, the one with the little kids that doing all the type of crazy shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, it's look up Dokev, Dokev.
All right.
It was on what you call it, an 8 stream right now. But yeah, going back to it, um, I think it's an impressive number, especially with the pandemic.
I mean, they've clearly been killing it. They have stepped up, um, production a ton. Pretty much everybody I
Hmm.
know that wants one has gotten one now. I mean, if you haven't and you claim you want one, you don't want it bad enough because, I mean, they're literally in stores. Like, I mean, I've
Uh,
gone to GameStop now and seen them multiple times in stores.
yeah, apparently
Yeah.
they're being found in Target.
Yeah, so that says a lot.
Yeah, and shout out to okay, look, I don't care about executive. Yeah, I've said it multiple times. When Jim Ryan lied, I called him a liar. But no, now, shout out to Jim Ryan for actually improving the situation. Because he promised it with Japan and they actually delivered it.
They did.
And if I remember correctly, I read a Dutch article where they said it's actually improved in in the Netherlands as well. You can now find it at a place called MediaMarkt. It's a huge electronic shop, and you can jump simply walk in and walk out with the PlayStation. Like we're actually seeing a massive improvement, and mind you, this is yet before the the attachable disc version to be released. Let that sink in. They are making apparently they are making a new one, which not a new one, a revision one with an
Yeah,
attachable disk drive.
they're making a
Has
Yeah,
that
the
been
slim.
confirmed?
slim
Has
version.
that
Yeah,
has that been confirmed?
I mean it's all but confirmed. Like it wasn't at first, but then like now like people who
Yeah,
actually know what's up, and I mean
like
it's
I think it's
also
Jason Schreier reported on it, I believe. So I
yeah
think it's
It's
it's confirmed
kind of
everywhere but
like
PlayStation, basically.
it. It's kind of like what Microsoft, what the rumor was for Microsoft, which is working on a pattern. They were working on a pattern for an Xbox controller that utilize the touchpad and the haptics and a lot of triggers, and they just announced it, and it's being developed by ICS, I think. And apparently, it what you call it, making use of what's that shit?
are you talking
The
about the
one that they
OLED screen controller?
yeah OLED. I'm like,
Oh,
what's what's that gonna do?
I mean,
But
I don't see Xbox players getting that because it requires USB-C connection in order to connect to your Xbox. So
but I am super happy that Microsoft is jumping in on the DualSense because I want more games to utilize the DualSense.
I mean, is it utilizing the DualSense? I don't see it
yeah,
doing
that's
anything.
the one thing that I didn't see with that
There's
controller.
no DualSense
I
features on the
don't
controller.
think I don't think they're gonna put a touchpad and not realize the DualSense. Like
It's not. I thought
the
it was an OLED
DualSense.
screen, not a
It's just the
touchpad.
OLED screen. That's not the
Yeah.
haptic feedback controller.
Okay,
Yeah,
we will see then if Microsoft gonna make. Cause I remember hearing
I
a
mean
rumor
yeah,
that
that was a
Microsoft.
rumor, but it's not that controller.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Talking about controllers, shout out to PlayStation. I've always okay. This is no console war banter. I mean it for real. I have always given Microsoft credit when it comes to the accessibility controller, and I have always asked for PlayStation to create their own. And finally, we're getting one. And yes, it looked like a UFO,
Project
but
Leonardo.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's
it looks
gonna
cool.
it does no, it does look cool, but me, I don't think I would be able to enjoy it because
Are you
Let me.
disabled? Do you need one?
sorry.
Are you disabled? Are you gonna use one?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I think more so you got to see someone use it, right?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
And the
part
way,
of the way it's
oh my bad,
designed.
my bad. Go ahead.
No, but I was just saying part of the way it's designed, like the circular pattern and stuff like that, um, is in combination with already the ability to remap any button on
Mm,
PlayStation. That was part of the initiative ahead of the controller coming out. You know, obviously
yeah, I
people
would
love
love
that
this.
in general, but
Mm-hmm.
it was largely because of that. And now it's going to work not only in perpetuity with that, but also with custom controller inputs. So you can't really see the full configuration, but in that just that circular pattern, but that's just the most basic form of it. But there's a bunch of other stuff and customization options with it that are going to really allow, someone even with the most basic of motor functions to be able to utilize it, which I thought was
yeah,
pretty cool.
and they said like the button's gonna be stackable, so it's not gonna be like a full 360 all the time. Button layout. You can have it like on one side or something. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying like, how is that gonna work? But I'm like, um, most of the people asking that aren't disabled and aren't gonna use it. So
Yeah,
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Um,
they consulted with disabled people and organizations, so they know what they're doing. This is not, they just thought, okay, this would be look cool, and it
Yeah.
has no practical use. So yeah, I mean, and yeah, I agree with Omar. It's absolutely fantastic what they're doing this, and this is something where console war should really get out of the
Hmm.
door. I fucking hate when people are still complaining about, because they complain about, yeah, it's going to cost as much as the console. We don't know, and I don't think it's going to cost as much as the console. I mean, the Xbox controller was like 100, so this probably will be around the same amount. I don't
Hmm.
see them really needing to, make a profit on this. This is probably
oh, y-
going to be something that's purely for for good PR, right? So they can
Hmm.
sell it.
yeah.
I think.
If
You know,
they're gonna
they've
make it,
done their research. They've done their research. They're going for, function over form. It just so happens that the form looks like that, and in my opinion, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
remember, this is from the companies that have been one of the best, if not the best, when it comes to giving accessibility options.
Yeah, so I was about to say PS5
Exactly.
has been really good on the forefront of that since the beginning of the
So
gen.
they know what they're doing with this one, and I don't see them screwing it up with putting a massive price tag on it.
Yeah, I could see the accessibility features in game pairing well with
I'm
this controller.
I
I'm
mean, there's no
curious.
way it's going to be more than the dual sense that's coming out, whatever it's called, the pro one.
Oh yeah, it won't
Yeah,
be more than that.
yeah.
The Edge, I think the
Hmm.
Edge is 300,
200.
No, no, it's 200.
200. Then this may be gonna be 150 or maybe 100. We will see.
Yeah, I've seen some
Okay,
people
so they
complaining saying that it should be like, it shouldn't be extra. It should be included in the box. And I'm like, well,
Yeah,
since
that
when are
doesn't make
those?
any
When are
sense.
those stipulations like
they
ever? I'm like, all right, but
No one
I
said that
bet
about Xbox, but okay.
I
no,
I bet you money nobody that says that is an actual disabled person,
yeah,
Of
they're
course
not.
not.
Right.
because a disabled person is gonna see this and gonna think I need this right now. When can I buy it?
Hmm.
Like I, that's what gonna disabled person gonna say. I'm genuinely curious now with the inclusion of this. Are we gonna see more accessibility in video games or less now?
Hope to see more, honestly, but I think it
Yeah.
all depends on resources. Like with all these devs, they don't have enough resources or time or money
Yeah.
to put into accessibility. I don't think it's like a lack of want, but a lack of resource to do it.
So,
But
Agreed.
for example, one accessibility option that I love to use is instead of keeping tapping a button, just hold it.
oh yeah.
That's just a, a preference piece of mine. Like, for example, with Miles Morales or Spider Man. Instead of constantly need to pass a button, just hold it. And especially in cutscenes, like you're not doing anything, it's
Oh yeah,
opening doors
the
in
QTEs.
QTE.
God of War.
Mhm.
Hold it. Why?
Well,
What?
Omar, to answer your question, irrespective of this controller, because this is a piece of hardware, I think the already the moves that Sony has made with accessibility options in the software has already started a trend. You see this in lots of games, not as extensive as the first party games of PlayStation, but you've seen
Mm,
them in other games. So this is only going to increase because it's going to be the standards. You have to have some modicum of accessibility options to basically, you know, get with the game.
mm-hmm.
Gotcha,
That's good.
gotcha. Viper, what's your thoughts?
Well, um, I like I said that with everybody else, I thought it looked pretty cool. I was listening to Six podcast earlier, and he too was wondering how the hell somebody would use it. Would like to see it in action, just to see it. But the fully customizable, I could see how. See, I would use it for RPGs, turn-based RPGs. Because most turn-based RPGs you could do it one hand, and I would customize the buttons to the point where I can do a turn-based RPG with one hand. Um, but that's neither here nor there. I think it's good. I don't think and it's a how do you call it? I'm glad they're offering it. They're not going to take the accessibility options back because what? Why would you do that? If you're adding more to your product to make your product better, you don't just Indian give and snatch it back. Like, I got you. You can't get no more accessibility options. No, no. I think they're going to move forward with accessibility options from now on because you don't want to drop back your standard of living. You want to make it better.
Right. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So this is the first time I've seen it. I'm curious. I'm just gonna cover it because I'm curious about you guys' opinion if this is true. So a fortune leak on PlayStation plan. Again, take it with
4chan. Oh God.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
10,000 precisely. Take it with a 10-year worth of hope, like to that degree. Okay, so he already starts with not sure if I can trust this source, but they are claiming that PC ports planned for the next 12 months include Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, DC is Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, Ghost of Tsushima, yeah. Demon Souls, Horizon Forbidden West. Naughty Dog will reveal a PlayStation 5 port of The Last of Us 2. God, I hope not. I absolutely hope not. Um, a new Uncharted game that is both a sequel of 4 and a soft reboot to the series that they are offering support development with the primary devs being Malaysia and Virtual Art Studio. I
Oh god.
can totally see that because the Malaysian devs have been hyping their studio up to wazoo, and back then I would see constantly upgrade to the studio. So I absolutely would not be surprised with this one. I absolutely believe a new Uncharted is coming, and I believe they're gonna do a soft reboot of it. Um, the release of The Last of Us multiplayer game for summer fall 2023, and a new IP set in an open world fantasy game. I mean, we already seen the concept art for that one, so I would not be surprised. I'm actually super excited if that's the case when it comes to Naughty Dog and their take on fantasy. They might actually do something new and fresh. The only new IPs getting revived on PlayStation 5 are Killzone VR after release of Cold Mountain, Motorstorm, yo, they already got rid of the studio, so I'm curious who's gonna do that. If they're gonna do it, I love Motorstorm, Ape Escape, old game, and PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. PlayStation now have a significant amount of characters that they can make use of if they want to do a battle royale, kind of like a PlayStation All Star. And I'm curious if that's gonna be a thing. Um, Before
Is
I
that it?
continue, Ice Queen Gaming, mental health is the most important to focus on. So trust me, you're still a mod for a reason. You're always welcome in whether you're on time, late, or on break. Taking care of yourself is the most important thing. Shout out to you and Happy New Year. Um, PlayStation Showcase coming in June, State of Play February, March, and May. I mean, we had a rumor of an Xbox Showcase and now PlayStation Showcase. I would not be surprised, but we will see. Sucker Punch is working on a new IP. I want to believe it, but if I remember correctly, Sucker Punch is already working on Ghost of Tsushima too.
I mean, I
So
imagine most of the teams are twofold.
Split in two.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
working on a sequel and or reboot and then whatever their new IP is. That seems to
All
be the
these
approach.
sound like just educated guesses that any of us could have made. It doesn't really sound like rumors. It just sounds like
Right.
somebody used
yeah,
an educated guess and was like, because I could have guessed that a PC port was coming for Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, like those are like the two big titles that haven't
Yeah, they're
for
like
PS4
it's just the
that haven't
par
got
for
a
the
PC port
course.
yet.
Yeah, it's
So
just
it's
next up.
like all this, and then we've heard already that Uncharted is being made by somebody that's not Naughty Dog.
You,
So
you,
it's just
you
like
know
yeah.
all this
you know
shit
what
just
the
sounds like
diff,
the regurgitated rumors that have been floating
yeah,
around and like the educated guesses that people have been making. It doesn't
diff,
really
Somebody put
seem,
it together.
yeah,
this is a typical tactic, right? You say like 90% shit that is likely to be true because of
yeah.
the album, or you can
Right.
pretty much guess it, and then you put 10% speculation, and then
Hmm.
because some of that shit will come true because the obvious shit will come true, then people think, oh yeah, he's
Oh,
right. So
he's an insider.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Look,
Yeah,
guys,
Exactly.
confirmed.
I
Confirmed. Jen Sakai will be back for Ghost of Tsushima too.
Oh my God, what?
I
I know. I know.
I agree with you guys on everything you just said. But let's be real. What's more fun to talk about? A rumor like this, or what Microsoft's doing with the FTC?
Well, no, I think they're saying it's just not really specifically a rumor. It's just an educated
Yeah.
guess. Yeah,
I feel. But
a
uh,
rumor would be like Margo would say like Jason Schreier reported
mhm,
this and this. You know.
Mm,
yeah,
like something off the wall. Like, oh
the
man,
only
I wasn't
reason,
expecting
okay,
that. Oh shit.
the only
Yeah.
I read it before sharing it, and the only reason I'm talking about it is because I wanted to start a dialogue with you guys. Because I'm curious what you guys like, for example, opinion on a reboot for Motorstorm, and a port for the Last of Us Part Two.
I
Um,
mean, why wouldn't I? I mean, Motorstorm was
I
always a
love Motorstorm.
visual. It was a visual showpiece even back then. So now with the place power of the PlayStation 5, all the new graphical capabilities. I mean, a game
Not
that focuses on slinging mud and basically something that heavily focused on visual fidelity while racing would
Oh
just
man, the
but
shine.
haptics.
it
Yeah.
was not
And yeah, and the
only
haptics.
visual though. It was unique how you can start from one place and end up. You need to you can take different place routes, and you can make use of a different vehicle. You can actually race in with a bike against cars,
I think it's
and
smart for PlayStation to get into a kind of a. They already have their simulator racer. Get into
yeah,
a more of a arcadey style.
yeah,
Something to compete with Forza
they
5.
did
Not
it.
necessarily.
They did it with Drive Club, and they messed it up.
Yeah.
And now Drive Club not even available anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why
Uh,
you're hearing the rumor about a lot of the reboots and stuff like that. I mean, everybody's pretty much just waiting for the announcement of half this stuff. I mean, like
yeah,
we're pretty much certain that SOCOM is one of the live service games coming at this point. We just don't know who's
they're gonna
making
be
it.
developed. I'm gonna be developed by Gorilla Games, I think.
That would be an interesting choice.
Very.
I because
Yo,
remember Gorilla Games are working on what you call it, a Socom game.
Well, I know
I
they're
mean
supposedly working
a
on
game.
something multiplayer, but I hadn't
Yeah,
heard. Yeah,
game
I thought
multiplayer.
it was like
Yeah,
Resistance or something.
yeah, I thought they said yeah it was something else that they were working on, and I have heard that Resistance might come back, which I know Priscilla would love because she was a massive fan of the Resistance series, and that actually had a really good shot at being one of their better multiplayer ones. Like, I mean, the single player was amazing in Resistance, but the multiplayer was actually good in that game, and like you said, PlayStation just never really look to support the games or promote it a lot. So, I mean, it had a healthy online component for a long time. But I think now with them looking to highlight that as part of their portfolio, I mean, I think it has a chance to do really, really well.
Okay, and now, what your thoughts if a truly as not a reboot, what you call it, an update for The Last of Us 2, for a port for The Last of Us 2 on PlayStation 5? Is that
I would
necessary
hope if they're gonna do that, it would be sort of like a Ghost of Tsushima thing, where it's like
with DLC?
it's not necessarily with DLC, but with like it's like a $10 upgrade. Like, like I hope
Mm,
it's not like a full blown like okay, here's a separate thing, and it's gonna be like $60 or $70. Like I just hope it's just like okay, here's a remaster.
Right.
but God of
I mean,
Tsushima
honestly,
had an
Definitive edition.
upgrade and a DLC in it.
yeah, yeah, I know,
So
but
if, I want it to be a DLC with an
I mean,
upgrade in it.
it may be. I mean, the first one got DLC, so you know it could. I think
Oh
that would
yeah, the
be
first one did get a DLC, and
yeah,
there is what you call it, uh, a conversation to have about Tony and his role. Maybe we can play something like that,
maybe they'll have us
or
play as yeah, I was about to say you know, I was just about to say that Tommy, you know, what he how he got to where he got when, you know, he was a sniper in the town or whatever.
uh, like it. Am I the only one that didn't know that he was a sniper until I played it the second time?
You didn't know Tommy was the one
Wait, the
sniping?
second time?
Yeah, I didn't know Tommy was the one sniping.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, you're the only one, Omar. Sorry.
Oh, I
Cause
thought you meant like the first time when you came across him. I thought you mean the second. You
it
didn't get it
went
till the second.
ahead of me.
Oh man,
When they actually
Omar, Kay's still playing it, so don't spoil it.
um have I think she's close to the end then. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
my bad, Kay. My bad, Kay.
how dare y'all?
I completely forgot. I'm so sorry, Kay.
No, it's my fault. I should have played it a long ass time ago, so I'm not mad.
Sorry Viper.
I mean, it was pretty nondescript anyway.
What?
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a secret though. You saying you didn't know was
Um
just kind of like, huh? Because
it
like I
is
knew immediately. Like I was like, it's said. So I
it's
think you just might have
implemented
not been
in
paying
a
attention.
way if you pay attention, if you put one two, you're gonna find out. So there's that.
Yeah.
Reveal
Do
for
you guys really think that The Last of Us Part 2 needs a remaster though? Like,
No,
no.
honestly,
No.
I think it might
like it
just
got
hold
its 60 FPS bump, and that was all it needed. To be honest,
yeah,
Yeah.
it holds
yeah.
up extremely well. This is Naughty Dog we're
No.
talking about.
That's what I'm saying. All it needs is really a 60 FPS.
Yeah,
Come
it's
out
already
and
got
Um
that, so it's
40.
like,
60,
I,
60 FPS and a dual sense.
Yeah, that's it, honestly.
Which could be
And
just an update. So which is probably all it's gonna end up being.
Can a dual sense be get an update? Get me
Yeah.
done via an update?
oh,
Ghost did.
knowing Sony, they're gonna release a PS5 version of it and charge you $10 to upgrade. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fine.
let's be honest. As, as much as I
If they're
love them,
gonna charge you $10 for it,
they
at
can
least
charge
have
you.
the DLC.
There's not gonna be DLC. They're
Yeah, I don't think there's
focusing
gonna
on
be DLC.
DLC. Hey, but
Um,
to be fair, Ghost of Tsushima, uh, if you paid the $10, you only get the upgrade. You have to pay extra for the DLC. So it's still not. You're acting like you're getting the DLC in addition to the upgrade. That's not true. I think Ghost of Tsushima is probably the most useless update of them all because you already had a patch that gave you 60 FPS. So
Hmm.
it I think the best one so far is Death Stranding because it actually included all the extra content with that $10 upgrade.
Yeah.
by the way, Jeremiah is about to join N8. Can you, when he join, make a mod so he's able to join We Live automatically? Not a mod, but like a guest.
Oh, the
You
wreck
get me?
is here. Hey, wreck.
Hello there. Hello,
Yeah, I seen
everyone.
him. I seen him. I'm gonna get
Well,
to him after
you
him.
ignored him. You know, I don't
No,
appreciate that.
how can I ignore him when I literally saw that I was playing I'm Tatuna? But I want to continue the conversation before I get to him. Um, Sony Bend apparently starting something. I mean, they put out a tweet, I so they want to start hype up their own game now. I'm clear to
I
what's
mean,
going to be.
it's about damn time.
It is about time.
Yeah,
We won't have
they have had
one game.
they have had enough time to rest, enough time to restructure, and enough time to switch engine. Apparently,
Mhm.
they're now working with Unreal 5 engine. No. I think the Decima engine they're now
Yeah,
working with,
a lot of the studios are getting the Decima, which
which
I'm cool with.
I'm definitely all about
you
that.
Hmm.
yeah, which then there is absolutely zero way to mess that up.
Well, they got all the help they could need.
Yeah, if you mess up with the Decima engine, I'm sorry. You, yeah, no. Then a massive change need to happen then.
Who's working with the Decima engine?
Ben,
Bend
Ben.
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 that
Oh,
that made frame gone.
oh, damn.
Yeah, that's what he said. So I said it for him, so you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. Frame's gone.
Um,
Absolutely.
so
You learn it, Omar.
this one I'm curious about. Media Molecule is making a Dream sequel, which is a extended version of Dream on PlayStation 5 with a VR2 support. If that's true, I wouldn't know how to feel about that. I would
That's how
rather
money than to
just
make something else other than Dreams.
to
Like
yeah
Dreams is
to
cool.
drop
Money another game.
either do two things. One, do that, put it on PC, and start
That,
making a different game.
that is the one game that I'm surprised PlayStation didn't like rush to put on PC. Like that is
But
a
that's a
PC made mod game. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm so confused with that one. Like put Dreams on
PlayStation.
PC.
PlayStation and games that they are putting on PC are so weird. Like Ghost of Tsushima. Where is that on PC? They prioritize
I told you. I
Sack,
told you the
Sack,
way. I
Sackboy
told you the
Adventure
way
over
PlayStation
Ghost
is
of
putting their
Tsushima.
games on PC. They're waiting. They wait for like the sequels to be announced, and then boom,
Hmm. Yeah, that we've seen it with Uncharted. We've seen it with Spider-Man. We've
Horizon,
seen it with other games. Yeah, Horizon.
God of War. Like they wait till the announcements of their sequels, and they're like, all right, let's hit them with the PC port, so that way the PC players can experience the first game, and then they see, oh shit, here's the trailer for the second one. Damn, do I want to wait that extra amount of time to play the sequel? Hoping to convince them to get a PS5.
And they need to
Hmm.
keep that cadence up
I think they should.
because, yeah,
Yeah.
that is the way that you actually entice them and show them that they still need a PlayStation 5,
Don't be
regardless.
surprised when we get a trailer for Ghost 2 or whatever, like a month or two down the line, we get an announcement of the PC port coming.
Agreed.
Okay, so um,
Well,
do you guys agree that Dream to be let go and do something with it now? Start working. Either two things need to do, which I'm surprised PlayStation have done yet. You see the people that working on that making dreams. Like for example, they made the original uh, Unreal 5 engine demo in Dreams. They made a section of Forbidden West
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Cauldron in Dreams to the point where you actually believe it's a cauldron. They, if I'm PlayStation, I would round them up, give them their own studio or a small studio, and have them create content for Dreams.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
That
possibility.
that's how you capitalize on the quote unquote lack of popularity of Dreams.
And I mean, some people to that point, some people actually have been recruited to work for the company. There's actually a couple of people and creators that have been making things in dreams that now actually work for Media Molecule. So they are paying attention.
Hmm this is an interesting one. A new PlayStation 2 emulator and official PlayStation 3 emulator. How is that gonna work? Is that like gonna be in PlayStation 5?
I feel like we should just give up on that dream.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
every time a rumor comes out about an emulator or oh they put this patch in, oh they're working, they done got this patent. I'm just like y'all look, they folded PS Now. It's a PS Plus for a reason. All right, that's what we get. It ain't there
Mm,
ain't gonna be no natural emulation coming to PS5. I'm sorry, unless they put it
mhm.
in like the Pro or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree with you, Priscilla, that they just need to hurry the hell up with factions. But I ain't worried about
Yeah.
no remaster.
Um. A faction. Don't. I. Yeah. Faction. I'm gonna leave it to the
This
faction
whole
people.
we're gonna give you guys an update later on. I was like, update? No, you need to come out with a release date. How about that?
Yeah,
We're gonna
absolutely.
give you guys an update later this year. I'm like, yeah, we've been getting updates all year. We've been getting concept art. Listen, there's one side that's satisfied with concept art, and it ain't over here. All right, I need to
Facts.
see gameplay. I want to see a official trailer. I want to see the maps. I want to see, what my weapons are going to be. I want to know how this game is going to be. Like, is it going to be Factions 2.0? Is it a whole different
Hmm.
beast? Like, what are we getting? And
Is it on its own? How is the improvement? What's
right,
different?
I want to
Yeah,
know all of that.
I was gonna
This whole
say
drip feed,
they're starting to feel like an Xbox studio with all this
this
shit.
whole drip feed of information
Mm,
Yeah,
is just is getting annoying. Like I get it, developers need time. They got to have time to finish what they got. But it's just like, yo, if you're gonna tell me something, I don't want it to be like, okay, we're gonna tell you stuff later. What?
I I think
like
okay. So Billy, correct me if I'm wrong. You know how PlayStation thinks with stupid. What I mean by that is they think we can only focus on one game being advertised by itself. Like for example, they advertising God of War. They're not gonna talk about Forbidden West. They're not gonna talk about Ratchet and Clank or Spider Man. They're strictly gonna focus on God of War.
Mm.
And when that's released, then they're gonna go with Forbidden
Ho-
West. So
Hold
they
on,
do one
that
IP
has
at a
nothing to
time.
do with
That makes
that's
sense.
stupid. That's common sense. You spend a lot of money on marketing. You're not going to uh, promote two games at the same time. That's not how it works.
So what it feels for me is they're waiting on the HBO series to be out of the door before actually giving you guys information on Faction.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because this is what you don't want
I can see
happening.
that.
You don't want to be advertising God of War and then you're advertising Horizon Forbidden West. Now you got to make people choose because some people can't buy both games.
right. Every game needs its room to breathe. It needs its time in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to PlayStation, they are some of the best when it comes to advertisement of their game.
Yeah, I will say that because
Facts.
Xbox is, oh man, when it comes to their
They
games,
don't. They
they
know.
pretend like
They don't.
they don't exist. Like sometimes I'll be like, do y'all know that's y'all studio? Like, where is the
They
marketing for this game?
they like even third party, even timed exclusive
Like,
PlayStation put
I was
in the
so
advertisement.
upset with the lack of marketing for Pentiment because I was very excited for that
Yeah,
game, and I was like, where I don't see Xbox talk like it was like, okay, it's a month away. All right, maybe they're just gonna wait to gear up. Okay, it was 2 weeks, nothing. I'm like, yo, okay, where is it
they
at?
still
A week,
they still
nothing.
released it.
Yeah, like it was the day of release that Xbox acknowledged that Pentiment existed. It's like, oh, okay, guys, Pentiment in Game Pass, yada yada yada. They changed the profile picture
Yeah,
like Pentiment, and I'm like, yo, you should have been gearing up people because half the people in your comments are like, oh shit, this game's coming out. Oh, I
Exactly.
didn't know. Oh, really?
they did.
What's Pentiment? Like what?
They, yeah, they did that with High on Life as well.
Yeah, and that turned out to be a huge game for them. And I'm just
Yeah,
like, that's one thing PlayStation do. Like if they partner with a indie third party or their own games, they're gonna market the hell out them joints. They marketed the hell out of Kana,
they
Seafood,
they
like
did that with the
all of
fifth.
Stray. the
Deathloop.
Hey,
fist, like all of their games that the
yeah,
indies that they partner with, like you gonna know that shit's coming out. Like they fucking marketed Deathloop to to the point that I got so fucking
Yeah.
tired
oh
of that damn game.
god, yeah.
Marketed
They
it to
marketed
death.
Deathloop so much that it became a meme.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
didn't even care. Like I didn't care initially about the game, but I just got so tired of seeing that damn shit every time PlayStation.
Yeah,
Like, oh, Deathloop.
Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo both they market the heck out of them.
Hmm.
But yeah, switching gear very quick. We have two newcomers. Let's start with Rick. Um, what's your
Newcomer.
thought? How are you, man? Happy New Year! And very quick, what's your thoughts on if Naughty Dog reveal Last of Us 2 part for
Oh,
PlayStation 5?
okay. I'm um I'm doing all right, man. I've been gaming on I am Setsuna.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
it's a really good game. I started on it, then I left it alone, and then I just thought about coming back to it, and I'm enjoying the game. The
I'm
music is
with
very
you. I enjoyed it. I left it alone because I need to do a lot of grinding in order to
mhm.
buy the best stuff. But I had a blast with it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. That's what I'm doing. I'm grinding right now for the items and stuff, because there's a lot of stuff you gotta do to get like abilities and stuff. And so
Hmm. Yeah.
let's see.
So, what's your thought on the rumored Last of Us 2 port? Take it with a grain of salt, but just in general, what's your thought if that exists?
Oh well, I'm just gonna wait on it. I was not interested in the online for the first one, but it's I mean it's gonna come. It's gonna come regardless. I'm not anticipated for it. But what they should do is upgrade have the PS5 upgrade for the Last of Us 2. That's the one thing that they're missing that have not done yet, and I don't understand why they didn't put that there yet.
Yeah, that's what he's
But
talking about.
That's the that's a quote rumor. There is a port made for PlayStation 5 of The Last of Us 2.
now they I don't know how they gonna do this, but I think they're gonna wait for the PC port. I think they may do that. Wait for the PC,
Mm,
or they'll put it there and then just announce the PC port or whatever. It depends what they're gonna do
I mean, they
because
have a
it's
couple options. I mean, they could wait for the PC port, or they can just put it out alongside the TV show.
yeah, which is not that far from for the TV show. But, other than that, man, it's all good. I'm glad that they talking about it, but we just got to see what else they are putting, what kind of qualities they're gonna put for that game. So I know it's gonna be a standalone game, so I expect something else different from it. But that's it, man.
gotcha. Jumaya, how are you, man? What you been playing?
What's up? What's up? I currently been
No,
playing Midnight Suns. Um,
Oh,
what else was I playing? Yeah, I just got done beating God of War. Now I'm playing Midnight Suns. I don't really play a lot of games, different games at once. But yeah,
how is it for
Where
you?
are you playing Midnight Suns on PS5?
I'll
No,
put it on
PC.
PC.
On
Yeah,
PC?
I thought so.
Okay, how are you liking it on
Yeah.
PC?
That shit
So,
is trash.
Oh
yeah,
man, dang.
yeah. It's looking like a PlayStation 3 game, huh?
No, it doesn't look like not the looks.
Sorry,
man.
sorry about that.
The actual performance is just not good on PC.
Oh
Nothing to do with the
wow.
game.
Oh,
I love the game itself. I literally
Okay,
just bought it on. I literally just got the PS5 version coming to my house from Amazon.
okay. So PS5 is looking like the move. That is interesting. Okay, because
are
I
you
was debating
feeling
about playing it on PC or not. So
Don't
are
do
you
it.
feeling lost when it comes to story, or are you
No.
following it?
I thought the stories. Like I said, these with these Marvel Elseworld type of games, you just gotta take it for what they come for. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like I know the background of most of all the characters, but you know they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
change some different stuff up for the game for Midnight Sun. So I just let it play
Mm,
out for what it is.
gotcha. Okay, what you thought if PlayStation comes out with an upgrade, a port for Last of Us 2 on the PS5? Would you
Eh,
pay for it and play it?
Uh, if anything, I would get it on PC. But I think it's inevitable they're gonna come out with a Last of Us 2 upgrade or like director's cut or something like that. You know what I mean? Just so they could like I said, put it on PC and also tie it into the like maybe the end of the show, this first season. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think they're definitely gonna come out with a upgraded version, but it's gonna be $10 at least for the
Uh-huh.
upgrade.
Gotcha. Um, Switching back here to everyone else. Um, what's your thoughts on the TV show not even have spores now? Does that turn you off? Or you guys don't care, you just want it to be here ASAP?
I mean, I think honestly, probably Morgan's probably the most excited for it, so uh, that's probably best for her. I don't. Did that change how you felt, Morgan?
Wait, excited for what?
The spores, they not having the spores in the show, them writing it
Um,
differently, hearing that they
I
changed it.
saw that, and I mean, again, I'm gonna wait until I see how they play it out, like to see if I'm gonna judge it or not, because that is a huge part of the story. Like
Hmm.
that's how Tess and Joel figured out. Okay, Ellie is really immune to this shit because she's
Yeah,
breathing that shit in, and that confirmed it for them. And that's like one of the big parts of like the combat and everything is just you gotta put the mask on and
be careful breaking the mask and stuff like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's just
Neil told me how they were going to replace that. So
oh not
her
told
bre-
you. Okay.
instead of her breathing in spores, one of the tendrils is gonna like throat fuck her, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh shit,
Oh
she's
man.
infected now."
Yo.
But real, real talk, so you're joking. But
No,
this
no,
is
no.
something.
She's actually
No, I'm
not.
serious.
She's not. That they
Yeah,
literally said it's a tentacle network or
Yeah, it's
something.
tendrils now.
Yeah, they're going with the concept that they potentially are like a hive mind and could communicate with each other, basically ultimately seeming like it's all of them versus us. And the biggest
Yeah.
weakness obviously for humans is that we don't
Oh,
we're
come on,
individualistic.
man.
I mean,
yeah,
we say that, but maybe
It
that
turns out
concept
to be
works
the
better for
strength.
TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they
Like so
said.
I'm yeah, because not everything in game translates well to live media, and I think
Hold
Nah,
on.
nah.
Hold on.
We
Did they
we
confirm that,
we have
Nate?
the
hold
freaking.
on. Let Weeb say his
Sorry to
point. Go
interrupt.
ahead, Weeb.
Nate, did they confirm that, or is that
No, no,
speculation?
no, no. They confirmed it. It's in
We
the it's in a
Yeah,
like an interview.
not the tendrils, but you're going further that it's a hive mind or what?
Yeah. So
yeah.
they said that that creates the idea that they're like that, like a fear
we
because of the tendrils. Almost like they basically saying we would speculate that's like a communicative network. They didn't say whether or not it actually is. They basically said that gives
Human
the
speculate.
fear.
Okay.
Yeah, the fear to
Okay.
the
Told me that's
humans,
what it
like,
is.
yeah, like, oh, they
we
could do that.
dude. Yo. They have the blueprint that's called Sonic. Sonic is one of
Not
the best
Sonic.
adaptation.
First of all, movies and TV shows are two different things, Omar. Two different types of media.
But still, it's like uh,
And you have to draw
it
something out for
it's
a certain
no,
number of
no,
episodes.
it's like the same thing with Halo. They fucked it. They screwed this up, and now we're seeing this one.
Wait, hold up. How you gonna sit there and compare that? We haven't even seen the first episode yet, Omar. How you just gonna go to the extreme talking about it's on Halo
It
Oh,
level?
doesn't.
Omar has seen it. He's seen it.
It
Apparently.
He
it
knows.
no. So you're gonna tell me something as
Mm-hmm.
important as sport being
Mm-hmm.
removed doesn't make you question what's happening?
Like I said, it's curious, and I'm very curious about it. But I'm gonna hold off my judgment until I see it and see how they work it into the story and the show.
But
If it
that's
doesn't
what
work,
I'm
yeah, I'm gonna
saying.
call it out.
That's what I'm telling you. They're
Now,
changing
see
stuff that
you
they don't even need to be changed.
now how you know that? Because it was Neil's call.
Yeah, and they also stated part of the reason they didn't want to film a bunch like using gas mask and a bunch of other stuff. Like it created basically unnecessary complications with filming. And then I mean, when someone's wearing a gas mask, you sound different. Like it's there's a whole mess of reasons why they opted not to do that.
It's vanity, in my opinion. This is why I say Dread is the greatest movie of all time as far as like adaptations go, because Carl
Oh, Judge
Urban
Dredd.
did
Yeah,
not take his goddamn mask off the entire freaking movie, and it was amazing. These
Judge
I
Dredd was
did
actors'
love
dope.
that
egos,
movie, and I'm
like
very sad that it didn't get a
even the
sequel.
men even the
Yeah.
Mandalorian, at the end of the Mandalorian season one, if you didn't watch it, Pedro Pascal takes his mask off. I think that's unnecessary. I don't like when actors have to show their faces. Like in Spider-Man, he constantly takes his mask off every 5 seconds where he could be filmed, or like somebody can take a photo of him at any point in time in the movie. It's like, why these
Yeah.
actors constantly got to show their faces? We know who you are, bro.
If I'm not
Yeah.
Disappear
mistaken,
into
I
the
think that was
role. I don't need to see
Pedro's
you.
request to
Yeah, I
have
know.
his
Yeah,
mask taken off. Yeah.
exactly. I don't want to see you, bro. Like, we know who you are. Like,
He
just
said, "I'm trying to get my name and my face out here. Like that, they only know the
Yeah.
mask. Let me show my face, bro."
that's why I
Or
think
like
that.
Master Chief having his helmet off for most of the time.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Forget that. Why can't company just not create a faithful adaptation of what the game is?
I mean,
Why
I
not
think
the
Sometimes it
same
just
thing?
you'll only rarely
Let
get that when it's animated or something like that like when stuff it's the same thing I told you about the whole movie thing. And I know you haven't gotten to listen to the book yet, but like that's what I'm saying, like the whole book to movie thing, they almost destroy it entirely. So if this is the few changes we've heard about, they managed to make it, like I think it still sounds okay, but in comparison to what I've known them to do for some other adaptations. So I'm not gonna write it off. I think we'll all just wait till we see it. We're all obviously gonna see it, at least the first
yeah,
episode, and really judge it. I mean,
I judge it.
supposedly it's really good, but obviously we're gonna feel some type of way because we're the gamers. We're the people who played the original. So we're going to judge it heavily based on the experience that we've had and we've played. So I mean, I think we'll just wait and see, and then obviously after the first one airs and we've all seen it, we'll have a good conversation about it and see whether or not we really think they lost the essence of The Last of Us,
Yeah,
or if they really held it together. So
Now,
I don't.
I think the people that are working on it, their egos are going to get in the way because they're like, "Oh, we can make it better than the game," and then it's just going to be dog shit.
don't
I
do that.
don't. It.
Okay.
It. I don't think there's
By the
an
way,
ego.
I
But
yeah, I just read the article about the change, and one of the reasons they're stating is, and to be fair, it does make sense that if it was actually airborne, then they would have to be wearing gas masks all the time.
Yeah, that's what I
So
was like. Yeah, realistically.
it
no,
does make
but
sense,
they
but
would. They no,
but I
but they would let you know where there is spores and where
yeah
there
no,
is.
yeah, but the thing is sort of the idea that it's airborne. That's the thing that also puzzled me purely for the suspension of disbelief aspect, because once you exit an area that with spores, you still would have spores on your clothes, on your hair, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You would still
It's
be
like
able to breathe them in, so it doesn't really make much sense. It's purely a gamey aspect, so I can understand that partially. The only problem I always have with these kind of things is that you're taking it. I know it's supposed to be grounded, but they often take these things too seriously. Like you don't necessarily have to accept that it has to comply with real world physics or with the real world, and we can just accept that it's an alternate version of our world where that aspect of it, or you know Hollywood always has these stupid tropes that don't make any sense, like if a car flips over, it explodes. Doors are are bulletproof. And, sheets are L-shaped because women are always fully covered and men can have a exposed chest. Now these kind of things are we accept them, right? Because that's part of entertainment. So part of me is sort of I can accept that as a logical explanation. Other part of me is like, yeah, I don't think you have to go that far, right? We can
Mm.
accept that there's we can accept the idea that yeah, logical speaking, spores will be everywhere, but that they're confined to certain areas.
They can even say like if you go into the sunlight, the spores die within like an hour or
Yeah,
so. They
I've
could
heard
they could
something
say
like
they could say
that.
anything they want. You know what I mean? Like their photo, their but like I think not the tendrils, right? My thing is unless these tendrils are like moving like by themselves and grabbing people and shit like that,
They are, at
like
least from the little thing I saw.
it's like I, I don't understand how the road would have got so easily taken over by tendrils just grabbing people. You know what I mean? It to me it seems a little bit like
I,
now you have
I,
to
I,
suspend more
I
disbelief
don't
that
think I don't think they're gonna go that far. I think it's more of a vector of infection. So they're just going to show you, okay, there are tendrils on the walls. Basically, what we've seen is also what you see in the game, but that's more background, right? You don't really interact with the fungus on the walls, but I do,
but
like I said, I agree that they're adding, they're making it too complicated for themselves, because if they had never mentioned it, before, people probably wouldn't have noticed it, right? If you don't show spores in the series and just don't talk about it, people wouldn't have been bothered by it. We would just assume, yeah, we know it's a spore, so they're there, but we don't see them, right? You don't necessarily have to go as far and make up something else so that you can explain, okay, why aren't we showing people in gas mask, or don't the, why don't you see basically sawdust in every scene when there are in an affected area. But
We are
so
the
but
that's
gamers. Of
Yeah.
course, we're gonna pay attention
but
and try and know.
explain to me how people like on aircraft carriers got infected if it's just a tendril. You know what I mean? Like you can literally
yeah.
have half the army and navy literally just stay on ships out in freaking the bays and then come in and clean up. Like it just to me it makes it more complicated as far as the overall world
Yeah,
building. Like if it's just a
you
tendril, I can walk. I can step to the left. You know what I mean? I don't understand like unless these things are like fucking poison ivy tendrils that are just fucking like moving like you know what I mean? Like I just don't get how they're gonna make this more
I
creepy or
mean,
more.
there's still, it's not just tendrils. There's still infected people, and the runners, or whatever the hell they call them things, and clickers and all types of shit. So there's still that way to get infected as well. Um, and I don't
But
know. I just think,
yeah, like I said, the Air Forces comes in with a couple of fucking with a couple of jets, bomb the area, and then pretty much
but that
quarantine
never
everybody
actually
else.
works though. Bombing the area, like, it gets like most of it, but it never like officially kills all of the infected though.
I'm talking about scorch earth though. I'm talking about like
Oh
the
man.
actual military would actually come in here and scorch miles and miles and miles around cities. Like if this is real life, they would
Yeah.
destroy half the
But see, by that
population.
point, when they choose to do that method, it's like already widespread and it's too late. Like, bombing certain areas won't actually finish off anything at that point. It maybe slow down the spread and keep shit at bay somewhat. But at that point, when they choose to actually like nuke certain towns, that's when it's like all hell's broken loose, and that's like the last option.
I want to
Hmm.
see a tendril smack Tess on the ass. That's what I want to see.
I'm ready to see.
Uh,
I'm ready to see more in depth of Bill and his partner, because apparently they're going in to actually, they gave him a role now. What was his
oh
name?
yeah,
Frank. Frank. So
You see,
I'm
that can be an improvement. Also, a little bit more backstory on Tess would be good. Her relationship with Joe
I would hope to
can be.
see like what they did before you know the beginning of The Last of Us. Like I want to see. I mean, I don't think
Oh,
they're gonna cover it, but Joel's kind of
yeah,
past.
yeah. That's too way too far ahead when comes to covering it. Yeah, I agree. Like I would trust me, I would love nothing more than to see that. Cause, but yeah, I actually want to see when Joe loses his innocence. Like when he started, when
Innocent.
he said to Ellie,
his,
"I've been on
his
both sides."
virginity.
Oh, sir.
Joel lost his innocence.
I said innocence in sense
Uh-huh,
of
yeah.
started killing people, whether they are good or bad, because that's what he did.
I'm pretty sure it was right after his daughter died. Like that's
Um,
when he probably
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck. At that point, then he didn't give a fuck. He just wanted to survive, and he was just with Tommy.
because to the point where Tommy actually left him, because it got too much for him.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure at some point Tommy's morality started kicking in, but Joel was like, "Fuck it," because he's still reeling over the death of his daughter, so he didn't really care. And so
Yeah.
Tommy left and went to the Fireflies, and that's when they had their
Yeah.
little spaz and fight and shit.
Okay. So
Oh,
moving. Yeah. Go ahead. Anyone want to say anything about this topic?
um,
How how many sex scenes do you think will be in the show since it's
Oh my
Okay.
HBO?
god.
Stay in your lane. No, that's your lane. That's all you care
I
about.
feel like
Okay.
that's a legitimate question. It's HBO.
Wow.
no, yeah, it is HBO. They probably will have some sex scenes in it. Yeah.
Oh my
Maybe more.
god.
They're
That's,
covering part one, not two, and part one didn't have sex scene
Well,
unless
they
they
oh,
could
kind of.
show one
it's just,
between
hey,
Joel and Tess, or like
Yeah,
Bill
I
and his
thought so. You
lover.
know,
Yes,
but
Frank.
they'll still cover that. They'll still cover that. They're gonna add some stuff that we did that wasn't in the game. That's
Yeah,
how
she
they.
meets his wife. You know.
Oh,
inter- interesting. Shout out to Brett Colligan. He said sports was one of the things that helped separate The Last of Us from any other zombie media. Hmm.
the Last of Us is not a zombie
I
game though.
mean,
It's not zombies. They're
It's
mutated
not a
people.
zombie game. I got you, but it's still an infection.
I mean,
Uh,
Not
the
dead
fact that it's
though.
a fungal infection is also separates it. So I
yeah,
mean,
like you can say the same thing about what you call it.
Days
Uh,
gone.
Days Gone. Days Gone is not zombies. They are mutants.
No, 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 no. Days Gone is zombies.
No,
No,
they're
they
not.
mutated. No,
They are
those are
actual mutants.
Time out, time out. Why don't people always try to play zombies? Zombies are strictly undead. They're not alive. You can't. There's no
Yeah,
other zombies. Zombies are only
okay.
undead, bro. There's no other.
Mm,
If the body's alive, they're not
they,
zombies. This is period. This
yeah.
is
Days
how it is.
Gone. Days Gone.
Actually, the mythological zombies are still alive. But the point is, you can of course be very strict and say, yeah, they have to be dead. But
We're talking
it's
about George A. Romero zombies. We're talking about the
mm,
definitive
yeah.
come on, man,
American
But
going old school.
TV
but
zombies. Yeah.
it is a concept, right? Because it's the same, with like Alien, right? Like any movie that has sort of like a stalker type monster that picks people apart one by one. That's basically an alien, even if it's not an alien, right? So that's kind of the point. Like some sort of infection that causes people to go crazy and starts to eat brains, right? Even if they're technically alive, they're still zombies. So, I'm not gonna pretend that The Last of Us zombies, or the infected are not zombies, or the Days Gone, whatever they're called, are not zombies. They're still zombies.
No, zombies are very unique. The fact that you have to destroy their brains to kill them. Like, if you cut a zombie's legs off, arms off, they can still fucking walk. They can still crawl and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
With the Days
I
Gone
understand what
and
you.
Last of Us, you can shoot them in the stomach and they can bleed out and die. Like
Yeah,
it's a big difference.
I understand what
Well,
you mean, Maya, but I'm talking. I'm not talking about the strictly, you know. the bestiary definition of a zombie. I'm just talking about the concept, right? Even if they're alive, even if they're don't don't strictly need to be shot in the head to kill them. If they act like zombies, there are zombies, conceptually, right? So it's still like a zombie game, even if you change things up, like they're technically alive
Excuse
or
me, they're very
they
zombie-like regardless.
No, I think we should,
Oh,
as consumers of media and fantasy, we
These are the
should
real questions,
differentiate
ladies and
though. Like
gentlemen.
we should literally differentiate between zombies and not zombies because that this it gives no respect to the media they're trying to put out. You know what I mean? Like they're putting out a concept for a reason. If they just want to make zombies, they're just gonna make zombies. You know what I mean? I don't think we should just say, oh, they're just zombies. Like that's a disservice to the game, in
so
my
what's
opinion.
really interesting about The Last of Us, which really does differentiate their zombies from every other zombie, right? Is that it's they use the base as a cordyceps,
Mhm.
and it's a fungus, which which makes sense for the spores, right? So that also plays into that. And then the cordyceps, they turn its host into a zombie slave.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
they enslave you basically and turn you into
yeah.
it. Yeah,
Hmm.
which is why they said the tendrils could work as like an alternative.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It'll be really
Yep.
creepy to see though if like the tendrils like come out your eyes or something,
yeah,
or they're
it's get
just
it.
kind of just like I can see like just how gross and creepy that would be, like just the tendril
I
aspect.
feel like the tendrils are gonna be like a real got your ass bitch kind of moment
Hmm.
because
Turn around like, oh my god, he's
yeah,
infected.
yeah, because I'm sure if you I mean at that point ain't no question like did you get bit, did you get
Like,
hit, nah,
oh,
oh no, yeah,
like
I'm gonna
nah,
shoot you, like it's a wrap, like
this is just the growth, bro. Like, no, it's not tendrils. Relax.
Mhm. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Um, somebody told Bella not to play the game.
yeah,
Told her
yeah,
not to play
we know
the
about
game,
that.
and but she watched a little bit of it secretly. But
Yeah.
I was like, why would you want to do that? You have to watch. You have to play into that character. You have to know the
But
character.
they were
You
like,
have to.
"Oh, we don't want them to play the
Yeah.
game version. We want them to play based on the script, who they think they should be."
Yeah, a lot of video game adaptations do that. Like they don't want the actors to look at the source material because that's not necessarily the source that that's going to be 100% of what the character is. We can see already the changes they've made with this TV show versus the game, so they want her to act based on what they wrote, not necessarily how Ellie acts in the game, which I get. Um, we'll just got like, but she's a good actress, so we're gonna see how well. Like I've liked the
I
snippets I've
am
seen the stuff
o-
she's done in the trailers. So
okay about her. I am not a fan of her not playing the game.
okay,
Wait, Bella Ramsey. You're talking about Bella Ramsey, right?
Yes.
yes,
They were told not to play,
Yeah,
and
I am not a fan of that.
she even
The,
snuck in some time to
yeah,
watch. She's like, yeah, I
yeah,
was sneaky. I watched some
yeah.
gameplay.
That's what I said. I'm not a fan of. It's like what Halo did with saying we're not gonna follow the movie,
you
the
bringing
we're
Halo
gonna
into
play
this,
the
sir.
game. No, no, no. I am
Halo
focused
did
on
bad because
Halo
it had bad
because
writing. It had absolutely nothing to do with the actors playing versus not playing the
I
game. That
am
was just horrible writing.
focusing on both, not following the whatchamacallit.
You mean
That wasn't
how
it.
them
That wasn't
not
its fault
following it
though.
was a
Not
mistake, is what you're
following, but
saying.
rather
But
focusing on it.
yeah, but I'm saying
I'm
that wasn't the fault of Halo. That's not why it wasn't good. It's because the actors didn't play the game. It had nothing to do with that. It was just bad. That was just bad writing. Like, and that's what's
No,
going to determine whether this game. I mean,
it was a bad writing, but they even said we're not gonna follow the game. We're not gonna play
I
the
mean,
game.
I understand that they did that, but I'm saying even if they did play the game and told the actors to play the game, that wouldn't have changed the script, and that wouldn't have changed the fact that the show was going to be bad regardless. If
Mm,
they,
The real problem is the people that are writing, the showrunners, the production team. Everybody that's that makes the decisions. They're the problem because they're the ones that are not looking at the source material,
see,
and
but
therefore that's
to be
not
fair
going into the
though,
writing.
both Neil and what's her face are on the production, and they have say so in what goes on the show. Like they're big parts of it. So if
I just
Neil and them gave them the green light, then that's on them.
I still think that it's a bad idea. I agree with Omar. And just because the guy who created it is on the show doesn't mean he can't fuck it up either. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't
like,
Right.
say that
like,
he
like,
couldn't fuck it up. But I'm
but
just
I'm
saying he
just,
has way
but I'm
of
just
what
saying that
goes.
I'm just saying like not respecting the source material. Like even if any actor goes into a job, say like a Batman or a comic book role, they look at the comics and shit. They get familiar with the different concepts of Captain America or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you just can't go into a role blind and
Right.
expect to elicit that reaction from the original source material. I think that's a to me that's a dumb idea. You don't have to copy them, but you should at least still know how the emotions in certain scenes were played out and things like that. Just the overall
Precisely.
tone.
But you see,
Precisely.
that's what Henry Cavill did with The Witcher. He read the books, he played the games, and so he knows how the character is supposed to be. And so when they changed that script, he was angry about it because it was supposed to stay on par with the books or whatever. But that should have been all the way through, because he was loving that role because he played the games. But I was
Yeah.
like, man, that's the biggest thing that actors should do. If you're gonna do a game adaptation, know who these characters are, and learn because they're being judged by the media and by the customers who buy the movies and TV shows and stuff. So I think that they should just how should I say they should just go with it, go with the adaptation of it, and stay on par, learn what you need to learn. Because if you're not gonna
I mean,
learn how,
it's already too late for that. I mean, the show about to come out, so
yeah,
Yeah, like I
it,
said, the recording and the acting is done at this point, editing, all that shit.
but
yeah.
they would
Before we
when
continue, I'm gonna give a shout out to chat. We have Cult Classic K, Sub K. We have a Barrett uh, Culligan, Sub, and yeah, let's get back to the conversation. Let's switch topic. Let's. Anyone have
Yeah,
anything else
yeah,
to say? Cause I
yeah,
wanna switch
yeah.
gears.
I didn't give my opinion on the
Yeah,
fact
that's
that
what I said. Go
you,
ahead.
you,
If anyone
you
want
know,
anything to say, go
yeah,
ahead.
I can understand that because here's the thing, like example, The Witcher, Henry Cavill uh, didn't base his portrayal on the game version because this is based on the books, right? And
Mhm.
reading the books to prepare for, or comic books if it's a comic movie, is very different than playing a video game where an actor actually performs. The risk is much higher that you're going to mimic that performance, and so I can quite understand, and especially with a young actress who doesn't have that much experience, there's high risk that you might have just tried to copy what is in the game. And I can understand for us purists, as for gamers, that we want it to be as authentic as possible, but it's never going to be that because it's not the same actress, because the actress who played her was a grown ass woman. She could never have reprised that role. So rather than having her do a poor impression of the character or the actress, they want her to make it her own. And yes, it's not going to be exactly the same as the game. It's an adaptation. So I can totally understand that. This is also part of the acting process, right? You can't underestimate that. You can't just say, yeah, you should have played the game, and but then do it differently. It's very hard to do that. So I can understand them saying, okay, try to not play the game. Don't look at those performances because we don't want you to copy that. We want you to just give a genuine performance, and we'll tell you, if we want you to change things that to make it fit the character better, right? And
I
sometimes,
understand that, but like
I agree with
look at
that.
Robert Pattinson in Batman. Do you think he didn't watch any other Batman movies? Like as an actor, it is your job to separate yourself from outside influences and do your acting job. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So like
but
if she wasn't
but
able to
that's
separate the game, no,
very
if she
different.
wasn't able to separate the game from whatever the script was giving her, they should have got a different actress. That's all I'm saying. Like it's their
No,
job
no,
to freaking
yeah,
be an
but
actor. Like come on.
that's very easy to say. But here's the thing, like Patterson also knows his stuff, right? He had pretty. From what I've heard, he's pretty much at least he did his research. I don't know if he's actually a comic book fan, but he did his research, right? But the thing is, like that that's also quite a different situation because there have been so many Batman adaptations, so many actors who played. So it's pretty inevitable that you will probably have seen other versions of that character played by other actors by the time you're getting that role. And even if you didn't, even if you do your research, I mean, yes, I can understand that from the perspective if there are different interpretations of the character already, that you want to research those to see, okay, yeah, I don't want to actually copy that, right? Or maybe take things from that. But in this case, like it's a game adaptation. There is no book. There are no other adaptations. There is just the game with you know actors performing, and that's the only source material you have. So there is definitely a risk there that you don't have anything else to go on. She doesn't have a 10 annotation of The Last of Us that she can look at and say, yeah, okay, I'm going to do that or I'm not going to do that. So I don't think you can really compare those two.
Okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is going to be. Oh boy, we gotta talk about it. Is Microsoft playing for the shift?
Oh
Yeah.
God, not
What
the
I
FTC
mean,
again. Oh God.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
We gotta
When is this
mix it.
gonna be
The,
over? God.
this is
I'm in
especially
a dark
with
place right
es-
now.
especially with I remember CMA proponing their answer. We in for the long haul with this one,
Oh
folks.
my God.
So Microsoft says it made a mistake when it said in a filing last month that the FTC very structure and the court hearing the Activision antitrust suit violates the U.S. Constitution. Has posed that explosive argument as has Activision. So I've seen two sides of the coin on this debate. I'm not playing devil's advocate because real talk, I just don't want the deal to be done with. I mean, I just don't want this deal to go through, so I have absolutely bias in this one. Um, I okay. So here's the thing. I I I don't think Microsoft is know what they're doing. So they not only did that, they went out and said that what you call it? Give me a second, because it's a second conversation which is talking about the same thing. Um, what is it? Yeah, here. Microsoft claims it has no idea when Call of Duty came out.
I mean, they're obviously lying.
Okay, clearly, we gamers, we understand they're lying. Is it so at CMA and FTC, shouldn't there be someone to catch them when they lie?
I mean, they've already stated that though. I mean, Lena came out and was like, they're very aware of companies stating whatever they feel they need to say in order to feel like they need to say in order to appease them in order to get a deal done or get something through. I mean, they're very aware of it. Like they're not foolish. Like my mom knows what Call of Duty is. Like it's that big of a phenomenon. It's a juggernaut. It's beyond, like somebody stated the other day, Call of Duty's name has basically outshined the quality of the game. It's literally beyond itself. Um, so I mean, they're obviously just full of shit, and I mean, they know that. They recognize that. She called it out. I mean, they're gonna move forward accordingly, with whatever they feel they need to get it done. I mean, but it's just gonna take a while. Like I said, these governmental proceedings and mergers take a certain amount of time. Obviously, we want it done because we understand the issue is that as this is going on, the companies behind all this that are involved in this are holding things back because they don't want to show their hand.
Yeah,
Like, so, I mean, it's literally holding up the typical cadence that we're used to throughout the year of, the game shows that we're used to getting, the showcases, the state of plays, whatever, and what have you. And it's very obvious, very apparent. It's not holding up releases, thankfully. We're obviously still about to get plenty of games. I mean, Forspoken, Mega Man Battle Network. The games are coming. We're just not getting that showmanship that goes with it because everybody's kind of playing the hide my cards. It's very hidden. Don't activate my
I
trap card.
know I don't subscribe to that because at the VMAs or VGAs they showed a lot of stuff. Like I don't think Sony's saying like
No, no,
we're
no,
not gonna
not
show you a new
Sony,
game.
not Sony. But I'm saying, so
Microsoft
the
doesn't
Final
have any games
Fantasy
to show.
trailer was set to show at a PlayStation event that didn't happen.
Says
And
who
it
though?
was it was I mean, regardless, it was obviously being held off because they were going to show it before, for sure. It was already leaked that they were going to show it before, in direct actual article that they were going to show it prior, and then they held off, and then they waited to show it at the award ceremony because it's
But
like there's
who
nowhere
said?
else to show it. I mean, I
How
could
can
show you. I'm not
anybody
going to pull it
outside
up
of
right now.
how can anybody outside of Square and Sony come out and say that like
They were
literally
the
in an
ones that
article?
said it, is what I'm saying. It was in the article. They were quoted. I don't have it pulled up right now to show you
Yeah,
that.
I need to see that article, sir.
Yeah, but anyway, so like I was saying, it's obviously fucking up the cadence of these showcases and whatnot. I mean, we
It
went
is.
we went an entire year without one. I don't really give a shit what anybody says. It's very obvious.
It's all
Um,
we need. All we need is to remember Microsoft Game of the World show. They showed nothing.
yeah, I mean, it's fucking it up. Like, regardless, maybe not for Microsoft, but I mean, realistically, they don't
No,
really
it
have shit to
definitely is for
show.
Microsoft because where the hell were they at during the Game Awards?
Well, no, no.
Like,
I meant like their own stuff. Like they had a bunch of really weak ass showings throughout the year, but I meant like they don't. Their stuff is obviously not ready. I mean, they had to delay, Starfield to the first half or whatever they want to call that. Um, and so far they haven't revealed the release date for Redfall. So, I mean, everything else seems to be struggling in development for them. So, I don't really know, but PlayStation not showing anything in as far as like a major showcase within a year, which is basically the time frame we've been dealing with this. And then, I mean, if we're not getting anything largely prior to June, like it's really fucking it up. That's if it goes on that long, because the CMA's
Yeah,
deadline is apparently
yeah.
March. So regardless,
Apparently,
you know,
apparently, this one is going to go all the way to 2024. This deal before it either go
I mean,
through
that's
or
speculation.
yeah, I mean, they're speculating because it could go on that long, is what a lot of people are saying. Like, if they want to delay and basically hold off, basically use every hold off tactic that they can, the FTC and the CMA combined could basically drag this on in litigation forever. Obviously, that's not conducive to what Microsoft would want, because as the longer the deal goes on, the more literal billions they owe, um, Activision in this deal over time. And then if the deal doesn't go through, they still owe them, basically the money for the time frame that the deal was delayed. So yeah, it's very messy. It like I said, it's fucking up a lot of shit. But I mean, like I said, we're still getting the game, so that's not a thing. But
Listen,
an entire year, like I've been doing this for over 30 years. I'm sorry, they fucked it up. So I mean,
No, but
yeah,
Sony been said that they were gonna move away from these big shows and they're gonna do a lot of like small things throughout the year.
they still have to
And
have a
I also
showcase, bro.
I don't
That's bullshit.
I think that they don't have anything to show. Like I don't
no,
no. Like
no,
from first
PlayStation doesn't
party,
have anything to show.
I don't think the first
no,
parties are ready to show their next games. I think like
no.
why not? What do you mean no? Like what games are coming out next year for the Sony first party besides Spider Man?
We have
That's the
Spider Man.
point. That's what we're talking about.
But that's what I'm saying.
They've never been in that position.
What do you mean? Why do you think they have all these third party deals coming out next year?
No, PlayStation has never been in a position to not showcase yearly. That's never been them ever.
Yeah, I've never seen
That
nothing either.
that doesn't mean that he can't pivot, which they already told us they were gonna pivot from these big shows. I mean, they literally said they're gonna do more smaller shows throughout the year, and they're gonna find different ways to engage gamers.
No,
This is what they said.
they
God of
they
War, look, bro. God of War got basically tweeted out. Like at the end of the promotion, they
I
didn't
mean,
do a big show for God of War.
they've already shown us God of War though. We didn't need to see that.
What do you mean? They barely
they
showed anything of God of War before it came out.
I saw plenty of God of War. We were actually had a whole conversation about it on the podcast that we didn't even want to see anything else from God of War.
yeah, after that trailer it was over.
That
There
trailer they put
was
out, like it was nothing else. Like they were gonna spoil the game at that
after
point.
that trailer is over. That trailer made me
The CGI
believe
trailer?
that I'm talking about the trailer where they showed you the two Valkyries and all that jazz. That trailer made me
No,
believe
yeah, the
that they
gameplay trailer.
show
The gameplay
that
trailer.
they showed half the game, if not longer. That's how much they showed from the trailer. Only to find out was literally the first 5 hours of the game, with
But
the stuff at the end of the game. But other than that, I disagree with you, Jemai, in sense of yes, they pulled out of E3, they pulled out of all the stuff. I said I'm cool with that as long as they keep doing the state of play. But when you slack off on state of play, that's when we have issue. I have no issue with games like step party deals, time exclusive, and so on. But I'm sorry, I just can't believe PlayStation Studios have nothing to showcase. Like, nah, that's impossible. Not
no,
PlayStation.
what I'm saying is it's not ready for prime time. Definitely working on stuff, but it's not ready to show. Look at every time somebody shows alpha footage, everybody goes out their way to rip the shit apart. Like when Forspoken first got shown, alpha footage and stuff like that, people went out their way to shit on the game. Oh, it doesn't look next gen, yada yada yada. So I'm with Sony. I'm not showing you shit until that shit's ready to go into the store because you guys have a we have a knack as gamers to pick everything apart. Even the Forspoken demo, some people loved it, some people hated it. Like, oh, this is not that, yada yada yada. So it's like I'm with these studios that when you put out stuff too early, people have a tendency to just shit all over it for no apparent reason.
I mean,
So
I
you
agree,
think,
but I don't
okay.
think they're
Now I
in that
understand what you
position that
mean.
you think where they're so early because PlayStation, I'm talking about a cadence that PlayStation Studios prior to the other studios they've garnered now and acquired have always had a specific cadence in line with having 2 to 3 new titles to showcase alongside whatever else has already been ready. Like they didn't just blow that apart in a year. Like there's just no
No,
way.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is, you think about it, right? Sucker Punch is doing Ghost Tales. That's way far off. Um, Ben Studios is making a new IP from scratch. That's way off. Santa Monica just finished God of
Say
War. They're
Ben's
way
way
off.
far off. Like,
Like Gorilla's still doing Burning Shores DLC. They're way off. Like Insomniac is the only studio, maybe in Naughty Dog, who has factions to show anything. I mean,
What do you
unless
think?
you
You don't think?
I mean,
Do you
I
not
think
think
that's
you won't
assumption.
see? Go ahead. Go
what's
ahead,
that?
Morgan.
I think that's assumption. I don't think Ben's way far off. I mean, what Days Gone came out in what 2019?
Yeah, I think Ben is further than we think.
Yeah, and it's now
Ben is
2023. I
further.
think they, if anything, they have a concept trailer or gameplay or announcement ready to go. Like, I don't think they're far off, like
But
at
do
all.
we? But
And
every but
Forbidden West DLC, is it not coming this year?
from
Yeah.
April.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they
and
should
then
already have something
yeah, like,
ready to
Why?
showcase.
and then
No. You
the
think that
whole
Gorilla already has another game ready to go? I don't think so.
No. I'm talking about Forbidden West DLC. I didn't say. I'm talking about specifically the Forbidden West DLC. They can show something of that ilk.
Is that gonna be enough to satisfy your guys' need to see everything coming out in the next 10 years?
next 10 years. No, okay. And then
No,
like they got
As
a bunch of secured third party. Like there's no way all of the stuff that they've recently announced that are PS5 exclusive, all of that could have been shown in the show. Like there's so much that they have, like that they showed with for their Japanese showcase back in what was it, September or October,
Yeah.
whatever. Like all of that could have been in the show. Like like the Silent Hills, the that what's that
I
samurai
was about
game?
to say that Silent Hill.
Yeah,
Silent Hill is literally the proof that Sony.
That
Yeah,
was
that
Yeah,
definitely going to be in the
that
show.
was
Yeah.
an
There's no
announcement.
way.
Yeah.
There was no
Yeah.
Yeah,
way. That was definitely
We
going to be in the show.
we are in 2023 right now. What's coming out in 2024?
Yeah. They could
No,
show that like the damn concept trailer for
yeah.
24. Like there's no way they don't have anything where they're just like,
nobody wants to see concept art. They're already talking shit about the
nobody wants
fashion
to
of
see
concept
it, but
art.
that never
But
stops them from
like,
doing it
no,
before.
no.
Like
Oh,
that never
there should
stops
be
them.
something to
So
show
the fact that it
for
all of a sudden
games.
would stop them now is kind of
Yeah.
like no, that's
So
not.
so do you
No.
I
expect
mean, there should
no
be
do you
something
expect
to
no
show for a
showcase
game that's
this year?
coming out next year. Next year, though. Next
but
year,
we have
there should
seen
be something ready to
the whole
show.
2022, like Ace said earlier. They're not going to show you. They're showing you games in a cadence, right? They're showing you Forbidden West, then they're showing you God of War. They're showing you like there's step by step where they're advertising. They're not trying to just market every game at once. So they're giving us a steady flow of this is the next game coming out. Here's the marketing. Next game, marketing. They're not going to show you a game from. They're not going to show you Wolverine before they show you Spider-Man 2, right? So like I don't think Sony's moving like that anymore. I think we have to come to
I mean,
terms
they
with
did
that.
show Wolverine. I mean, like, and that game's not coming out till God knows when, and
They
they
showed
showed
a
that way
I
ahead of
CGI
think
time.
trailer, but we're
Okay,
2025
not.
or
that's what I mean. That's an
2026.
We're not.
announcement. That's letting people know
But
why
think
you're
about it
saying that
though.
they don't have anything for that. How you know, like, they can't do that for Ben's next game,
For
for Blue
Spider
Point's next
for
game.
Spider-Man, we saw Spider-Man 2 trailer, right? And then we've seen another
Yeah.
trailer like recently. Like they spent the whole year, almost 2 years, not showing us anything. They're not showing us all these gameplay and state of play trailers and shit back to back like they used to. Like it's just evident in what they're doing and how they're moving forward.
Get playing.
So,
Shout out to Persona though, because he says,
I was about to say so. Go ahead.
yes,
Do your thing.
Sony, Ben, Blue Point, like everybody, they all have stuff to show. Plus Deviation, Firewalk partnerships. There's the PS
What is
show
NG?
and update.
Anyone know what NG is?
Maybe he meant indie, like Naughty Dog. I don't know what NG is.
Yeah. Persona, can you elaborate what NG is? What's Happy New Year to you?
But yeah, then he's got like I said, Firewalk. Yeah, he
Naughty
meant Naughty
Dog.
Dog. Okay,
NG. Okay, Naughty
Firewalk,
Dog.
Deviation, like all of the multiplayer studios that PlayStation has recently acquired. They definitely what's the other one? The one that old girl is head of, is that Haven
Haven
Studios.
Haven Studios.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, there's even Half Marquee. They're working on a new game.
Yeah, I don't expect to see that anytime soon. Though that's one that I definitely don't expect to see. I mean, because they just Returnal just came out, but
I
Yeah,
just
and then they
I
did
just
the
look at
DLC.
I just look at what they're doing because even with Burning Shores, right? They could have showed us way more than what they showed us. They just show Aloy flying around on a goddamn Sunwing. Like they could have
Yeah.
showed
I
something
mean, they
else
could, but
that
I
would have
think
been.
they just wanted to get the announcement out there.
But
Like
what are
it's
they
coming.
waiting for then? If they're not gonna have a huge show anymore, what are they waiting for E3? I mean,
Well, I
E3
don't.
is
That's
after
what I
the
No,
said.
game
I
comes
don't
out.
think.
that's
I
the
don't.
thing, though.
I think
They
they're
already
going
left
to.
E3.
They said they're coming back
Go
to
ahead,
E3
Eli.
though.
Did
They stated that.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
remember
said
hearing
that.
that.
I can pull the article up.
I remember E3 saying it's coming back.
Yeah, I remember
but I don't
E3
remember.
saying that, but I don't
Yeah,
remember them.
E3 is
Yeah.
coming back,
Sony,
but PlayStation left E3.
Sony said during the pandemic they're gonna come back to E3 in 2023.
That's
I don't
interesting.
think PlayStation is coming to E3 anymore. And they proved that they are bigger than E3.
Yeah, maybe it's a cost thing. Maybe it's costing them too much to have their
Their own.
own show.
No, Persona could back me up in the chat. I know these said that once before.
Priscilla, I remember they did some showcase for VR games.
Exactly.
they
That's what I was saying. Persona. That almost every single one of their teams now has two teams, and then not to mention all the other studios they acquired. That's why I was like,
Mhm.
they PlayStation
There's
first
no
party
way.
studios is not just gonna release Spider-Man in 2023
Yeah,
just
there's
because
no way.
they've got Final Fantasy and all the other third party deals. PlayStation always has a bunch of third party deals, and
Even
they're thriving right now. But first party is definitely releasing something else. There's no
yeah,
way.
even in
These
their
other stu-
announcement of like, oh, when they posted that tweet of like, Spider confirming Spider-Man was fall 2023, and they had all the other stuff that PlayStation was gonna have, PS5 was gonna have for 2023. They even said like at the end, like that we have more to show. Like this is just the beginning of more information to come. Like I think that's just they were just covering it was just, this is us covering the stuff that you guys already know about. That's what they initially said in the tweet, like covering
Listen,
games that you've
I'm
heard.
fine to be proven wrong, but even those other teams that got stood up, they only recently got stood up at those studios. Like what I'm saying is, I don't see the studios that they have are ready
Mhm.
to show games that are coming out this year. I don't see which studio could be be the studio that has a game coming out
Okay.
outside of Naughty Dog, which is Factions, and Spider Man, which is Insomniac.
So
I
factions
could
and Spider Man. Okay.
I could see Blue Point's game, whatever
I
that
mean,
is,
they're
now.
doing a remake or a remaster.
No, I think they're doing their own game. I think, or
Yeah,
something like
so
that.
apparently, rumor is Bluepoint is working on three projects. First one is a remake. Second one is a new IP, and the third one I forgot if it's a remaster or what.
I wouldn't
But
be
I'm
surprised if it was
curious.
like the Metal Gear
I
remake or
can't
whatever.
wait to revisit this conversation in like 6 months.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh boy, I'm
You
gonna be
know,
Oh
talking
I'm
big
man.
boy
good.
shit. I'm gonna be
Look, we
talking
could be
big
wrong.
boy
I mean, we're
shit.
all speculating, so I mean, one of us is gonna be wrong. Like.
PlayStation historically shuts it down in their third year, and that is me having a PlayStation since day one. PS1. Their third year is always like if competition ain't stepped up by then, they about to bust your ass. Like
Mm,
like PlayStation always in their third year
But
goes crazy.
They reversed it this
okay,
time though. They
okay. I
came out
have
really strong,
They
and
did
now
come
they're
out
looking
really
yeah.
weak.
I
strong.
have to I have to
They
say
did.
something. Then last year was incredible. God of War and Forbidden West in the same breath. I don't think. I
I
think.
mean,
I think
don't leave out Gran
2000.
Turismo.
Hmm.
I think 2003 is gonna be a low a low period for PlayStation. I think they're gonna you know recoup, and then 2004 they might start releasing some more. I'm not counting Spider-Man, which I have a hunch that that's gonna get delayed to 2024.
I don't think so.
Based on what? Insomniac's track record
Hey,
is impeccable.
Oh yeah,
Based
I would
on
not
what
be
are you basing this
surprised
on?
if they delayed it to 2024. Trust
Based
me.
on what? Based on what, sir? What are you basing this on?
Based based on delays happen all the time.
Okay, but when does delays happen to
People,
Insomniac though?
Yeah, the PSVR 2 stuff.
That's a hard time. That's a hard one right there. That's a hard one.
Like, but yeah,
I
delays.
agree with
They've always
Jeremiah,
met.
but
They've
go
met
ahead.
all of their deadlines. So I'm trying to figure out where all of a sudden you feel like Insomniac gonna delay it.
Yeah, dude. Spider Man is basically you might as well take that to the bank. You
Oh,
can
Yeah,
that's
go and cash that
like
check.
the
If
fact
it
that they keep
if it
that
comes
Insomniac
out,
has
great.
reiterated. No, I'm just saying the fact that Insomniac has reiterated on multiple occasions, on multiple different tweets, that it's coming fall 2023 makes me like feel like that's 100% guaranteed. Like
Mm,
they like they haven't, as far as I know, they haven't. None of their games have been. Miles Morales came out on time. Ratchet and Clank came out on time. Like I don't see where you're getting this idea that they're gonna delay it.
I am just not to release what you call it laying out a delay. I will not be surprised if it gets delayed. But that's about
Listen,
it. But when it comes
listen.
to that, I
In Insomniac, we trust. Don't do that.
yeah
Don't do that.
no
Calm down.
Omar, you are not a true
no
believer.
no
You are
I'm
not a true
just
believer.
keeping
You're a
no
pessimist.
I'm just keeping an open mind. That's it.
Mm, mm,
That
mm.
if it
I
gets
hear
delayed,
you.
You're not allowed
if
to,
it
Omar. You're
doesn't,
not allowed
then
to.
great. You know me,
Even
I'm gonna
fall
play day
2023
one.
when you beat it up. I'll see you then.
Hmm.
But other than that, besides, we might actually uh, get the rumored for Horizon Zero Dawn remake. We might actually get that released this year. Other than that, I believe this year is gonna be third party.
Yeah, shout out to
Yes.
Persona. He said if Insomniac could meet the deadlines in the middle of the pandemic, there's absolutely no way they're not going to meet the fall deadline in easier
Facts.
times. That's
Facts.
all
Right.
facts. They met that shit in the middle, in the height of the fucking Ratchet and Clank came out on fucking time, and then
Yep.
boom,
Okay,
like,
look, I will not. I am not mad at it if they come this year. Like you know me, I'm gonna play it. That's about it.
It's
But
the doubt. It's the
besides,
doubt that bothers me, Omar. It's the doubt that, oh yeah, you know what? I
hey,
Yeah.
think
I learned
it's
to
gonna
Yeah.
be
I learned to be open
2024.
minded. I learned
Nah,
to be open
nah.
minded.
Leave that.
What you what you
Leave that shit with
what
Xbox. All right,
what
leave
you
that over
call
there.
it? Forbidden West. I truly believe it's coming out, and it didn't.
But that's a
and
different studio.
Blood
Why?
Rage.
Yeah.
This is Insomniac we're talking
No,
about. That's a different studio, sir.
no, but I learned to be open-minded. That's about it. I'm
Oh
not
man.
surprised anymore if delays happen. Like, I
Mm,
have no
mm,
issue
mm.
with delays, though. I really don't. I would rather a game getting delayed than Cyberpunk. That's it. I have no issue with delays.
Sir,
But
Mm.
I'm gonna need you to stop
besides,
bringing up Cyberpunk because you didn't
Yeah,
play that shit.
Cyberpunk works.
hey, I'm
Cyberpunk
gonna
works fine. Yeah,
always
listen,
use that.
Cyberpunk worked fine on PC when I played it and beat it at 100%.
I,
Hey, good.
All the PC heads
Um,
like, nah, Cyberpunk is perfect.
I
Yeah.
can use.
Meanwhile,
Hey,
meanwhile,
I
us
can use
console niggas was
Cyberpunk.
struggling.
I can use Cyberpunk. I can use Anthem. I can use so many games. But going back to the talking point, I'm not. I agree with Jemaya. This year is gonna be besides Spider-Man. This year and the VR stuff. This year is gonna be third-party deals
I mean,
all
I
the
don't
way
think they're
through.
not gonna shine. PlayStation is one of PlayStation's biggest strengths is they historically don't step on the toes of their partners. They help them shine. They
Yep.
especially when they have the deals in place with them. PlayStation has no problem with the spacing to let them shine, and I think they will. But I still think that there's no way that that's all they're releasing. And then of course, like Persona brought up PSVR 2 stuff as well. Like, I mean, I think they're just going to go crazy with it. I think the thing that's actually going to shine the most for me specifically with PSVR 2 is honestly a lot of the games that are going to inherently benefit from PSVR 2, not necessarily the ones that are specifically designed for it. Um, so more so stuff like Gran Turismo, Resident Evil, like stuff that can already just inherently the game design already lends to it. I think those are going to shine a lot too. Um, but yeah, I still think there's no way that's all they got. Like PlayStation has yet to not surprise me, right? And this year is stacked third party wise. I mean, you see right now Hogwarts is on the screen already, and that's all of us are super anticipating the shit out of that, and Forspoken and a bunch of other games. So I mean, it is stacked, but I don't think that there's no
Do
way
we?
that they're not coming out heavy regardless in this year. And late in the year, we don't really know what's really stacking up besides, now you want to talk about something getting delayed? Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will most likely not make the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
Yeah.
I
we
heard people
know
saying
when?
that winter still counts. They said winter, so that still counts for 2024. That's not necessarily a
Hey,
delay.
do
Exactly.
we? Do we?
Exactly.
Do we know when? Like when faction is coming out? Faction 2 is coming out?
No,
No,
they just
but
Maybe
said where
this
they were
yeah.
getting
year
more
or
information
too
this year.
early?
Yeah, this year we're getting more information this year.
It better come out this
It
year. We
has to
got
come out
like,
this year, bro. It's been in
yo,
development for fucking ever now.
yo.
No,
More
that's gonna come out in
information.
25. It's gonna
More
be
information doesn't
25
sound
when it comes
like.
out.
More information sounds like it's gonna
Sir,
be a next
positivity
year game.
only. Positivity only. Please, please.
Character Persona, he said, I think the first half of PSVR 2 and third party exclusive. Second half is Spider Man 2 and another big AAA PlayStation exclusive game for the holiday.
I can
I
see
can
that.
see that.
Yeah.
Or I can see it, but without the second PlayStation big exclusive, unless it's
Ah,
Why you
a
doing
facts,
so much?
remake
Omar.
of
Why, what I'm
Horizon
about to
Zero
say to
Dawn
y'all.
1.
Sick.
It's a lot.
But okay, so let's say it's only PSVR 2 and Spider-Man 2 and the third party deal. Is that
Mhm.
enough? To me, that's enough. We're getting forbidden. We're getting Forspoken. We're getting Final Fantasy, whether it's Rebirth or I mean 16. We're getting 16. We're getting maybe Final Fantasy uh, remake part 2.
I mean, there's a stupid
Like,
amount of games confirmed already.
Yeah, there's
I'm
yeah,
not gonna tell you
Silent
no.
Hill remake or
oh,
whatever,
Yeah.
and
and then also we have Stellar Blade is also
yeah,
another one
Stella
coming out.
Yams.
Like
Yeah,
Stellar
The
Blade
Stella Yams.
is part
yeah,
one.
Stella Yams.
Stellar
Stellar
Oh
Blade
Blade.
yeah.
is
We'll definitely be on
exclusive
that.
though. Stellar
Mm.
Blade is exclusive. That might be the game that we're getting.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, we have a bunch of exclusives, third party exclusives
Yeah,
though.
I
Mm-hmm.
I I think that's gonna give them time to, gear up, and 2024 gonna be a banger.
That's what I think.
I don't know, man. We'll see. I think. I mean, regardless, obviously, we eating good this year. Period.
Yeah, like regardless.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm already. I mean, we're not even talking about other games that, um, are not in those deals. Like, I mean, I know Persona specifically is excited for a Mega Man Battle Network collection with me. We're
Oh
getting
yeah,
the
me.
Suikoden 1 and 2 remake. We're get or the remaster for those. We're getting. I mean,
I never
there's.
played any, so that's gonna be my fat installment in all these games. There is also what you call it, a Yuden Chronicle,
Yeah, and then the Yuden
actual
Chronicles and the Hundred
game
Heroes.
now.
Like, it's just. Yeah, I'm already swimming in it. So I mean,
It,
I'm not mad at them regardless.
me neither.
Yeah.
I'm okay with, like, I'm not gonna lie. If they didn't have third party deals, I would absolutely be mad if that's all they release. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not an Xbox guy. I care about what I'm getting for a game.
Well, I mean, those games are going to focus on specifically the
Yeah,
PlayStation 5 and what it's capable of, and that's what you need. So, I mean, yeah, the level of stuff coming out, I mean, including, I mean, you'll still be playing Stalker 2 next year as well because that's a very short time deal as
yeah,
well.
apparently 3 months,
Let's hope. I mean,
three
I
months
would think
time.
it's a short term deal, but with the situation they got going on, like who knows how long it'll take for them to make the
There is
PlayStation port.
also Atomic Heart that's also coming out, which I'm curious how that game gonna be
I
received,
am really
es-
curious about that game because the
especially
word
after,
on the street is that
yeah,
they keep showing really specific parts of it and the rest of it isn't as good as what we've
ready.
seen. So, I mean, they got a very short amount of time here to to get that
Hey,
together.
this might be the next Jason Triumph Pierce. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyone have anything else to say about this topic?
Nope.
Yes, no, regardless, PlayStation's gonna shine. All right, it's gonna be great
Yeah,
2023 for gamers, and let's keep that positivity because I think there's gonna be a surprise that we don't know about. I feel it.
I
oh
I
yeah.
agree.
feel it in my
Agreed.
bone.
PlayStation never fails to surprise. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
right there with you. 100%.
There we go.
But
Boom.
by the way, it's funny how we literally glanced over the whole FTC situation with Microsoft,
As we should.
and,
As we should. I told you we need to
and,
stop talking about that
No
bullshit.
one.
and
We
we
don't want to
went
talk about that, Omar.
and
We don't want
and
to talk
we
about it.
went and
Sick
we
I
of
went
mean, we
talking
did. We
about
straight.
already nailed it to
freaking
the ground. We already know.
Activision. I'm
Yeah,
tired of it.
but it's funny though how we literally uh,
Because
flew through
what
it.
matters is the games, and
Mm-hmm.
that
That's
deal
the
Not this
funny
changes
damn
part.
acquisition.
nothing. So
It's it's like you would expect us to talk about it. Oh yeah, like Microsoft is fucking up. Nah, Microsoft is done. We
yeah,
don't. Let's focus over PlayStation.
who's
I
celebrating
love
that
that
deal?
though.
Who's celebrating that deal besides motherfuckers making new photos showing showing Activision underneath Microsoft as if that gives them more games right now. Like
Mhm.
Yeah,
that deal won't show any type of fruit until like 2030. Like no one cares.
shout out
Exactly.
to shout out to Priscilla. She said next topic. We're going to next topic. This is this is strictly to you, Nate, because I know you are
Yeah.
one of the few that gonna actually play it. Okay, so Starfield's eventually getting release date. Microsoft have a quote unquote big year. You have Starfield releasing, you have Redfall releasing, and I forgot a few others.
We have
Is
Forza Motorsport.
he is that confirmed?
Yeah,
Yes.
it will. Yeah, it's coming.
Okay, okay. So is is that enough to bring them back to the table?
I mean, I think it's enough for a lot of Xbox fans. I mean, they hung on this long.
Listen, no, it's not. No, I'm saying it's not enough. Not in terms of quantity, but it can't just be we release these games. They have to be good. They have to be better than good. They have to be fan fucking tastic because Xbox fans have waited way too long for them to just release mediocre ass fucking games and just be like, okay, well we released something, so here it
Even if they
is.
are, they're gonna pretend that it is. So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
Oh
think
yeah,
that
yeah,
absolutely.
they
Oh
always
yeah,
do.
I know that the denial is coming, even if the game is basic as fuck. I mean, I don't see it being basic, but if it were to be mid, like I'm especially with, I'm not gonna say especially with, but I have doubts about Redfall, but
Yeah, same.
yeah,
I
I
have
could
doubt.
see.
I have doubt about Starfield. I don't believe that game is gonna release well. I'm sorry. This is Buck Zesda we're talking about, Mister
Oh man.
16
See,
times
but
a detail.
regardless of the bugs, though, people do love those games.
I'm
Like,
gonna
I
get
mean,
I'm
I
gonna
people
get
okay.
people
Starfield.
have
I
accepted the bugs.
I'm a huge Bethesda fan. I
Yeah,
mean,
same.
being a PC guy, so I think, and if Starfield is mid, the mods are gonna make it spectacular. So I'm not really.
That's a damn shame that the
But that's
mods
the
got to do
thing,
the
though.
damn dev jobs.
I'm just saying.
I am
I
not
mean, it's
like
a
That's a
I
fact.
not
damn
like
shame.
I am not like the fans. I don't count mods. I don't count free work. I don't do that. I focus on what the studio is releasing, and what studio is going to release is a broken mess.
I mean,
That's
we're
Omar,
gonna
fine.
you're
Like I
we're
just
gonna
you're,
said,
see.
you're just
Yeah.
you're just a hater. You're just a hater, Omar, and
No,
Starfield's gonna get
Look,
91
they're
Metacritic.
gonna fix that character's crooked
Oh
eyes. All
God.
right, they're gonna
Yeah,
turn that other NPC's head around. Make sure their faces,
yeah.
their heads facing right. Like, they're gonna fix all of
I
that. All right.
truly, I would not be surprised if Starfield doesn't hit 80 on meta. I we will see.
I
I
mean,
would
that's
not be
Yeah,
statistically
surprised.
where their games land.
yeah.
So
I'm guessing the
No, no.
mid
I
to high
mean,
80s.
if you look, one of the best games to be released is Skyrim, and I have yet to see the confidence that Skyrim had to be showcased in Starfield.
I mean,
I'm sorry, you
there's a. I
can.
mean, I'm more into it being that I'm obviously I'm a big fan
Oh, here you go,
already.
space. Oh god.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's in space. I mean, it's a ton of stuff, but also more than that, for them, one of my biggest things and one of the biggest gripes a lot of people had was a lot of people didn't think the story in Fallout 4 was all that good. And this one having, literally more dialogue in it recorded than more dialogue lines than both Skyrim and Fallout 4 put together is already telling me that, we're talking a
Hmm.
pretty expansive storyline,
Look,
so yeah, I'm
saying, look,
excited.
more mid dialogue is gonna make it better.
Oh man.
Omar,
Oh
God.
man.
Look,
Yeah.
look, we get to hear more mid lines.
Well,
See,
I mean,
Wait,
honestly, my
wait.
biggest thing is
I
they got
thought
to
they said
improve
you
it.
could make your own story, though. I thought they said that it's about making your own story.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why
Uh,
Todd.
So it could
That
be.
that
So
that's
it
that's
could
Todd
be.
Howard.
It could
hmm
be. What it could be is a quilt of mid stories.
I mean, they could be good. They could be mid. I'm not going
listen,
to cap for it.
I'm not gonna sit here and
it's
doubt on
going to be
Starfield. Look, I'm gonna
okay.
wait. I'm gonna wait until they release something, and I'm gonna judge it. But
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go from beginning to end. I'm gonna start with UNA. Starfield, is it gonna release? I'm not talking about mods, I'm not talking about anything. Is it going to be released well? Yes or no?
I think it will be released playable.
Okay. Hey, hey,
Damn.
hey, this
no,
motherfucker
I
has
mean,
played it safe. He didn't say good, he didn't say
like
bad,
you could
he
say the
said
same
playable.
thing. I
No.
mean, I feel like that's how like CD Projekt Red felt about the console versions on release. Like, look, they're
I
playable.
don't
I
know.
mean, it may
I don't
crash
know.
your console every now and again, but you can still play it. Like, it's not, you can still get through it from beginning to end. Like, I mean, they're
Yeah.
not wrong, but if that's the bar, goddamn, all right.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's not them.
everyone needs a PC to play it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's gonna release well or unfinished?
Hmm. I think everyone's gonna have crooked eyes.
Oh man,
Okay. Okay. So you think NPC is not gonna be well, but the game is gonna be released finished?
Well, I mean, it'll be like you can play the game. It'll be playable.
Okay. Gotcha. We.
It's gonna be playable with spectacular bugs.
Spectacular
Thank
bugs.
you.
Oh man.
Hey.
Oh, well, you see, it's gonna have its bugs. It's gonna have its little things, glitches and stuff. It's gonna come out broken, but I still think they're gonna put it on PS5 later on, though.
oh let that go, sir, please.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, that's not
I
happening.
remember I told you time and time again, and when I told you that you said that you rejected that. Now, let that go. Forget about it.
Please, please let that go.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Cause you got
That's
Xbox
not
niggas out
happening.
here thinking that we out here still saying that is not
Yeah,
happening.
Yeah, please don't keep that
yeah.
alive. No, no.
The only thing that I can actually see doing is use this game to try and please with what you call it, FTC or whatever, to try to get the deal go through. But if they do that, it would work against them because now you actually admitted that was a PlayStation version that you removed. That was gonna
Like
happen.
there was one that existed, but it's long gone, sir. It's in the archives. It's on the shelf.
I
It's
don't
never
think it's
seen the light
gone.
of
I
day.
think I think it's frozen in ice.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
shelf, and
it's a
it's never
wrap.
gonna see the light of day. It's
Yeah.
never. So y'all need to let that go. Let that dream. If that's your
No,
dream, let it go.
no.
That's not my dream. It just, I'm just thinking about it. I was like, bro, how they gonna get their money back from all this?
They don't.
That's.
They don't care about that.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't think they care. Viper.
But
Uh,
it ain't
I,
profits mean something.
No.
I think it's gonna release like Halo, chopped and screwed, broken up,
Damn.
and
Damn.
and, and riddled with microtransactions that will work.
Oh God, not
I don't know.
microtransactions. Holy
No, there
Lord.
is no microtransaction with
I
this
don't think.
Oh
game.
Yeah, I think they
man.
said there weren't any. I don't
We'll,
know.
we'll,
Maybe.
we'll see when they
Fail.
we'll see when they release it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
Okay.
no to that. I'm not gonna say no to that because there are a lot of the mods that they started messing with in the later Skyrim that they included in
Mm-hmm.
in the
The anniversary edition
yeah,
or
the
something.
anniversary edition that do cost money. So they may very well try it. I mean, it's not gonna matter for PC
Okay.
people because we gonna crack the brakes off that, but
Oh
they could
man.
try it.
But you know
Okay.
what? At least Starfield is coming out, unlike Star Citizen.
Oh,
Oh,
dude. Oh,
absolutely.
dude.
Damn.
Star
Absolutely.
Citizen's
Oh.
already out.
Damn.
Okay.
You know that, right?
We're not touching that one. We are
I
absolutely
think
not.
that Starfield is going to release on the same cadence as previous Bethesda games. That's how I feel.
I feel
It'll
you.
Okay.
release like
Um.
filled with bugs,
Okay.
but people will love the shit anyway.
Yeah.
Um. I'm gonna ask one final, Jemaya, before you go, I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna ask, do you think Microsoft is gonna help or not help Starfield? What I mean by that, are we gonna see less bugs in it because Microsoft's not on the studio or no?
I'm gonna say no because just because of their engine, they need to really abandon that engine that they have, that creation engine, modified, updated, whatever version they have, it's trash. They need to either make a whole new engine or use Unreal or something because that engine is the problem why there's so many bugs. So I don't think having studio or having money or whatever is gonna help fix the engine unless they really do a serious upgrade.
I'm trying to figure out what a Microsoft acquisition got to do with it because they can't even get the bugs at their own first party games. So I don't know why they thought they were going to all of a sudden be able to just make Bethesda a better studio.
Well,
Okay. Um, Priscilla, if Starfield comes broken, would you come to the show and take your L?
Yes, come take your L, Priscilla.
She said, like, I was like,
I'm
there's never been a
curious.
game
She's a big
that's been
Bethesda girl.
flawless. That's been
Hey,
flawless. And
she
she said,
can
well,
be.
2023 is going to be that year.
She
I'm like, all
can.
right.
She can be, and I know she would demand better. But I'm like, because she. Oh, she will run 100 miles.
Man,
Okay.
that's not a punishment. Don't, no. It should do that
She
anyway.
wants to do
Should do
it.
that anyway.
Yeah, that's not, no. Don't let Priscilla get you out. Like, nah, no. She would do that anyway.
That
That's not
that
a
would be
punishment.
like that would be like Nate saying, you know what? If I'm wrong, I'm gonna eat some Reese's Pieces.
Oh man.
Oh no. Oh no.
Per-
Like, come on.
Morgan would say, I'm gonna make
And
rice
Priscilla,
because she says I eat
this
rice every day.
this is why you don't make friends, Priscilla. They already know that is what you call it. That's enough. And I will suffer for Bethesda. Yes, sir. I will take now for sure. Okay. Okay. I'm I'm with it.
No, but to answer your initial question, Omar, the biggest key that Microsoft has to worry about is not motherfuckers that already have an Xbox. The biggest key to show whether or not it's enough in there next
Is
year
yeah,
is
the new
if
adopters.
the people, if they honestly convince Morgan to get an Xbox next year, I will say it's enough. I swear. I
I
put
ain't picking one
I
up until
think
Hellblade 2 comes
Morgan
up.
would.
no, but that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm
I
saying.
think
Regardless, they
Morgan
got to
would
do it.
rather. I think Morgan would rather build a PC, buy a PC than an
Oh
Xbox.
no, no,
Well,
I don't
whether
get on
she
that.
whether she whether she does either or, that is when I'll say that Xbox has done enough, because she's
Okay,
not gonna
got
do
you.
either or until they've honestly done enough. And I mean,
Okay, got you.
honestly, like, me being on PC already, not saying, but like to the point where I feel like, would it be worth picking one up? When would I recommend someone who doesn't have one to get one? And I feel like
Got you.
Morgan has about a good measurement of that. As far as when she would get one is about the same time where I would think that I would recommend they have enough exclusives, where I feel
Okay.
like they could be healthy, which
Mm,
maybe next year we'll see, or this
okay.
year.
So, it's never happened before, but I'm gonna do it now. We have a new subscriber, Gaming Gamer. Shout out to you for subscribing, and I hope you
Welcome.
enjoy the show. Um. Oh, also shout out to you, Tej. Um. Anyone have anything else about this topic before we move on to the final one?
Nope.
Nope,
Going
let's
once,
wrap it up.
twice, thrice. Okay. The final one is I don't know why specifically now, but I have seen now way more pushback for Hogwarts Legacy. Uh, and they're actually saying if you're going to support the game, then you're transphobic.
Yeah,
Um,
that's ridiculous. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and nail that down before you even finish. Absolutely fucking not. Um, because number one, I'm friends with multiple people who are trans. I love them to death. They're super dope. I play games with them all the fucking time. And I'm still buying the shit out of Hogwarts Legacy. I'm gonna shoot some magic, fuck some shit up, and at the end of the day, they're still gonna be my homies. And so people are just worried about a bunch of bullshit, and that's just typical shit, bro. Like, it's par for the course of people being offended for other people to be offended. I also personally know people that are trans that are picking up the game, that do not care. Like,
yeah, I
yeah.
seen
So
that
no,
on Twitter.
yeah. So that's just, I want to be mad to be mad. Like, just I'm gonna just let them people be mad. And in the words of Twitter, fuck them kids.
I know where we stand, and he's gonna share his own opinion. But it's okay to not buy a game.
Of
That's
course.
okay. But we've never told me if you buy the game, then you're transphobic. I never said that, nor do I think he subscribed to that. It's just weird that instead of saying I'm not buying the game, you're actually saying that someone else is transphobic because he or she wants to play a Harry Potter game, a game that
Plenty of people are buying this game that have no idea what the fuck Jade Raymond's, or not Jade Raymond, but J.K. Rowling is doing. Like, no, like, everybody is not worried about everybody in who done it and their personal lives and all this other stuff. I know plenty of people that literally don't. Half these people don't even have Twitter on their phone or give a shit what any of the creators are saying about any of the shit that they make. They either like the creation or they don't, and they don't care. Like, my nieces and nephews don't know what the fuck J.K. Rowling said. Like, they're just gonna want to play a game they think looks cool with Harry Potter shit on it. Like, no one
you
cares. Like, everybody is not in the know, bro. Like, half the time when people ask me certain things about half the stuff I'm into. Like, supposedly one of my favorite books, the author is allegedly low key racist. Like, bro, I'm not concerned about that. I read the book. I love the book. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I hate the book now because apparently he's low key racist. Yeah, that sucks. Like, I wish he was a cooler person if that was true. But I'm not gonna sit here and dread on it for the rest of my life and be like, oh, I hate this now. Like, people just get way too concerned in that stuff, and that's just, honestly, that's more a bunch of modern internet outrage stuff that it just is what it is.
especially if Harry Potter is part of your childhood, because it's part of mine.
Yeah,
I read all the book,
same,
and they got me through hard times, and I just love magic.
same.
It it's genuinely frustrating because to me, even the developers literally distance themselves from J.K. Rowling. Like, what else can they do?
I mean, it's politics at the end of the day, right? Like, I'm not going to begrudge someone if they don't want to pick it up because they don't like her. I mean, cool. I mean, people don't pick up stuff because they don't like the color blue. I mean, people got their reasons, man. It's just it's fine if they don't, but like, yeah, that has nothing. Like, no one's going to tell me what I am, because I want to play this game. Like, that's not a thing.
Dude,
Number one, it's factually inaccurate. So, like, I mean, we want to talk facts. It's factually inaccurate. So
if
none of that holds any ground. That's their opinion, and they're entitled to it. Have at it.
if I wanted to boycott something, I would literally buy it secondhand. It's over.
You could. There'll be plenty
It's
of
so
plenty of
simple.
copies later in the year.
Yeah, it's so simple. It's like, yeah, no, it could never be me. I love gaming. I love Magic, so that's day one for me. I'm super excited for it. Especially the showcase that you can now torture people, and also you can also turn them to chicken. Like, hello? They seem to be very creative with this game. I know we've seen gameplay, but I'm still curious how the combat is gonna feel like. I need I need a demo to whet my appetite with this one.
Well, I'll tell you because I'm gonna pre-order it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I already have it
Any
pre-ordered. Yeah.
yep.
yeah. Anyone have anything? No, not anyone. Weeb, especially you. What's your thought?
Uh, about the, well, I'm not getting it, but you
Yeah,
already
I know
know
you're
that.
not getting it, but what's your thought on people that saying that if you get it, then you turn phobic?
Well, no, I've also said that. I mean, it's a personal choice. The but the so the controversy goes both ways, right? Because there are people who are saying that, and there's also people who are trying to you know downplay it and make fun of people who make a choice to not buy the game, right? I mean, that's up to you, right? I mean, I won't judge anybody to when they buy the game, knowing all the context. I mean, that's up to you. I mean, it's your money, it's your choice. I mean, I'm not going to support it, and if you guys want to play it, I'm cool with that. That
Mm,
doesn't change anything. Um, so say aside from the controversy on the IP, the only thing I hope for you guys is that that's actually going to be good because I mean, initially I thought the developer was Avalanche, the guys from Rage 2, but apparently that's another Avalanche, and this one only made like licensed movie games, so like Pixar movie games. So I do wonder if they're gonna be up to the task, right? If they're actually gonna deliver. So
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I'm not saying
because
that.
of their previous game, which was sitting on 50 something on meta, right?
But looking at their track record, right? These guys are not like they haven't worked on any major AAA games before. They've mostly worked on these kind of movie tie-in games. So I'm kind of wondering, you know, how the game will turn out. I mean, again,
I feel you.
it doesn't
Mm,
mean that the game is going to be bad because they haven't made any game, let's say, a great game before or AAA game before. I mean, you have to start somewhere. But that's a discussion that's really not being talked about at this point in
th-
time because of the whole controversy surrounding the IP. But again, I hope for you guys that the game is great and you enjoy it. I don't judge anybody for choosing to do so. I mean, it's a personal choice, right? I mean, in the end, it doesn't change what you're about, and it doesn't mean that you're supporting what she stands for. And we all also have to make choices, right? I mean, there's also plenty of. I mean, in the end, you can always find um, controversies anywhere, like Nate said with his favorite author. I mean, you have to make a choice there. I mean, for me personally, I can understand that's difficult, right? Because there's like some of my favorite movies have actors in it that we now know are pretty shitty, right? And have done pretty awful things. And for me, I also have to ask, can I still watch that movie and shut my brain off and enjoy the performance? Knowing what they have done in the past. And I know, I mean that depends on what mood I'm in, but I can totally understand that you just want to enjoy the game and you're a fan of the IP and and that's it, right? You don't really want to make statements whatsoever. So I'm totally fine people doing it. I think it's unfair that people are trying to sort of guilt trip you in that. I can understand where they're coming from, so I don't feel as say vitriolic about as maybe you do. But again, I also see it from the other side that people are trying to make fun of people's just saying, okay, I'm not going to buy it because I'm making a conscious decision there, and I'm cool with other people buying it, and still they're getting made fun of. So there's extremes on both sides there. In the end, it's your money, it's your decision. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to feel guilty about it, but also, it's absolutely okay to make the choice and say, okay, I'm not going to buy it, even if you're a fan, because of what you know right now.
Agreed.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. What's my thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I don't have any. I'm just
Okay. I feel you. You're tired of it. Are you getting the game though?
yeah, I'm be getting the game.
Is your daughter excited about it?
She doesn't really know anything about Harry Potter. Like like
Oh.
she just turned 9.
Okay, too
So
early. Okay, gotcha. Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting the game. I'm excited about it, but we wrapped it up pretty good. So,
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. We already know innate. Viper?
Yeah, I plan on getting the game. I had there was an issue with I was on a pod, not on a pod. I was listening to Luca maybe about 2 months ago, and um she she has a problem with R. Kelly, and I don't have a problem with him. I listen to his music, and what'll happen is I was like, look, if you're ever in the car with me, I'll shut the music off, knowing how you feel. But when I'm by myself, I know what I'm thinking about. It ain't little girl, so I'm listening to it. So that
Mm-hmm.
same way, whether if it's a game, song, music, whatever. If it's good music, if it's a good game, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna do it. Period.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Zarek?
Mm, it's whatever. I'm not buying the game because of all what's going on. I'm, I'm I'm not interested in Harry Potter. I never was.
Yeah, that's a different conversation then.
Yeah, that's perfectly
But
fine.
other than that, uh, it's actually
Real talk though, you're missing out. Give it a go.
I probably not gonna be missing out, but I got too many games to play. I got too many
Okay.
games, man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I feel you. On that front, I feel you. I
Rick
don't
got a
blame you on
backlog
that
like the
front.
Library of Congress.
Yeah, yeah. Um, with that being said, anyone have anything else they want to talk about? I
No,
know Kay gonna jump on, but she's always on some,
Mm.
going once, going twice. I'm surprised. Going thrice. Then I wanna thank you all for coming through. This was a fantastic show. I had a blast. Shout out to Innate for hosting. As
wait, what about my
always,
question?
I let you. I gave you your go, and you never
I
even said.
I thought you were asking if anyone had anything other to say than what my
then what you
question
had.
was.
Okay, go ahead, Lady K. What is your question for
All right.
today?
Well, first of all, I needed Morgan to answer my question from earlier.
Oh yeah, fair
um,
point.
fuck Freya. Mary Faye, kill Sif.
Mhm.
Oh,
Wait. Repeat that. Slower.
Fuck Freya, Mary Faye, kill Sif.
Oh man.
Interesting. You're the first one that didn't kill Faye.
Really?
Everyone else killed Faye.
The
Yeah.
complete opposite of my answer.
Most of us married Sif,
Yeah.
and
What y'all got against Faye?
well,
God damn.
because Sif at the end of the
I
game was
mean, the
pretty
bitch
good.
she already died in the game. Y'all just gonna kill her again, huh? Oh, okay.
Sif
Yep.
Sif is way more beautiful than Faye. Come on, let's be
Well,
honest.
I'm
Let's be
gonna
Yeah.
real.
Sif,
Yeah.
Sif is very voluptuous, and we like that.
Yeah.
It's a hair. It's a hair.
She's
I was
like,
gonna bang.
I mean, beauty's cool and all, but her
So
personality got on my fucking nerves. So
I got you. Okay, that's the question answered. Do you have
That
anything else you wanna say?
Yeah, that was the question that I wanted Morgan to answer because that was my question from last week because she
Yeah,
wasn't
I know.
there.
Yeah,
So
I know. So this week,
this week's question. If you already saw the tweet, I kind of already gave it away. So the question, the question is, who would win in a mud wrestling match?
before you
Same
continue, before you
Met.
continue, I wanna ask you: do you want this to be a weekly segment?
I don't know.
Questions with K.
I probably won't come up with questions every week, but I don't
That's
know.
your job, so do so. Go ahead. What's your question?
Well, maybe if you start paying me, you know,
oh damn.
I'll be, more motivated.
Go ahead.
All right. So the question is, this is for everybody here in the chat and on the panel. Who would win in a mud wrestling match? Samus from Metroid or Ada Wong from Resident Evil?
Shoot.
Ada,
Oh,
Ada, she is nimble as a
oh,
kitten.
I don't
She
know about that.
outmounted everyone. Ada.
Yeah,
Not sure.
I'm gonna say Ada
Wait,
because she's like a
I need
martial
to be
artist.
I need to be clear though. Seamus is not allowed to use her
Her
what
suit.
you
Because she
call
could be
it.
in her suit.
Yeah,
Yeah, she can't. She's not in her suit because it's a mud
yeah.
wrestling
Oh,
match.
well, that's not
Ada,
really a fair match.
huh?
Ada.
Same is still gonna win because she's part of Metroid.
Oh man.
No. We will not letting Seamus use her suit. Unfair.
No, no, it doesn't
No,
matter.
not
She's part of
the suit.
Metroid. She's genetically Metroid, even without her suit.
Well,
Like
the
you
mud was
haven't played Red, so you don't know.
I think Ada. I think Seamus is the one with the tall hair. Priscilla.
Hmm.
But I truly, okay, so the only reason I'm saying Ada is because Ada is actually a trained, you can almost call it like an assassin in a case. Like she is almost like, she knows how to be stealthy, she knows how to destroy you without a gun. I
but
don't
But
think, I don't think
the,
Seamus can do that as well.
this is
the
not
mud
a match for the
equalizes everybody.
mud wrestling.
Yeah, but in order for me mud wrestle, you need to be, you know,
They wear bikinis.
Listen. Omar is an expert. He has watched many mud wrestling videos, so he knows what he's talking about. Listen to him.
I'm a wrestler. I am a wrestling fan, so I kind of know about this. But it's kind of how when it was asked who would win, Nadine or what's her name, Abby. That was the
Ah,
question that was asked, and
maybe.
I went with Nadine because she is actually trained. Abby is trained, but
I don't
Nadine is
know.
an actual assassin.
She hit Abby
Nadine is an
like
actual assassin.
Abby hit Nadine one time with that right hook. It might be over.
Yeah, it might be.
I massively disagree with that because people put
Listen,
way
I seen
too
that bitch
much.
punch through a damn runner one time. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god.
It doesn't matter though. A lot of people take a lot of massive punches and still keep going. However, if you're able to dismantle your opponent with speed, then you destroy them.
I mean, I
Speed is
agree.
more
I agree.
important
I'm just
than.
saying, don't let
She
one of
just
her
said,
punches
"Don't fuck
connect
around and
because
find out."
it might be over.
My man, you've watched too many kung fu movies. In reality,
This man watching
body
anime
size,
on deck.
weight
Yeah.
matters.
But
Yeah,
this is mud, so it kind of like equalizes everybody. Because like even if Ada gets like a good hold, it's like Samus can like slip out because it's muddy.
yeah. I
Interesting.
still think Ada would
Because
beat
of the
her ass.
mud would be interesting. Because of the mud, she might actually have a chance now.
Nah, but Samus is gonna win because she's physically more powerful because she's not human, and she is a experienced bounty hunter who has fought fucking aliens, man. She's fought
I mean,
space
that is
pirates,
true.
space
She's fought.
dragons. I mean, come on, what has Ada experienced? Zombies,
And I mean, that is true.
This is
Nothing.
true.
Well, mutated people. I mean, I don't know. But other than that, they both fine anyway. We'll hit. We'll crack.
Wow, that was
No.
not the point, sir.
well, no, Morgan, actually, that was the point.
You're right.
I think we entertained the conversation long enough. Uh, Shout out to everyone that came through. Again, I can't stress this enough. This was a fantastic show. Persona nailed it right on the head. Again, Nate, as always, shout out for you for hosting it. And with that being said, let's get to our outro. Shout for Jemaya for coming through. His art is, I know he don't want me to, advertise him, but I enjoyed him coming through. He is at J J yes E 4084. Look up Jemaya, you can find him. Uh, and with that being said, let's get to our outro. Let's start with the host and Nate, where people can find you.
Yeah, just on Twitter at the real Innate. Um, everywhere else, just Innate. Um, as usual, man. Just keep it gaming. Play your games, people. And I'm out.
Always. We've seen it. Gaming is more important than freaking Activision deals. Margaret, where people can find you.
It's Morgan, aka Chill Bandit. You can find me on Twitter or PlayStation. Maybe soon to be Xbox. We'll see how 2023 goes. But thank you everybody for coming out, the panel, the chat, and we'll see you all next Saturday.
Mm.
Discuss it with Kay, where people can find you.
You can
That's your
find
new
me on
talk show, by the way.
do what?
Discuss it with Kay. That's your new talk show. Or that's your new
Okay.
segment.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Kaylee1103.
Gotcha. Weeb, where people can find you.
You can find me on Twitter as the Weep Sheriff at Infinite Zone. And yeah, great show. And yeah, until next week. And of course, AutoNation.
Nation.
Automation.
Author donation, I see you. Zarek, where people can find you.
All right, you can find me at Records89 on Twitter. And then y'all have a blessed day and enjoy your rest of the night. Mm-hmm.
I see you. And finally, but not least, Viper Man, where people can find you.
Well, first of all, special shout out to my homies Bari and Persona, as they have secured Danielle Basutti for the Freya actor in God of War for the next What's Up PlayStation cast. Um,
Let's go.
that will be this week coming up on the 14th.
Heck
Other than
yeah.
that, I am Viper.
Where was Persona? He should have plugged that in. Shout out to him for that.
Yeah,
And
they
everybody, of course.
yeah, I know. Viper Reaps Corner on YouTube, at Reap Viper on Twitter, and I'm slithering back to my corner.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. As for me, people can find me at Carver_Job on Twitter and Vitamin G podcast every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, shout out to Persona and Body for doing their thing. First, it was Sean Layden. Now, uh, what we call it from God of War. So they're doing their thing. I can't wait to see what next for them. Sky is the limit for them. And with that being said, I'm gonna give other people to do their other thing. Going once.
Otter
And
Otter
Nation.
no
Nation.
other shout out? Okay.
Otter Nation.
We already
Then,
said Otter Nation.
okay. I thought maybe you wanna be, great and say it twice. Um, again, I can't appreciate it enough. Thank you all for coming through. Great show. Great way to start the new year. Shout out to Priscilla. Shout out to what you call it, Stage, Coast, everyone that came through in chat. Especially also shout out to iQueen Gaming. Take your time, recover, rejuvenate, and come to better and stronger than ever. Come back better and stronger than ever. And yeah, see you next week.